Polight, if let's say Polight is innocent, he could be a partial victim. You know, maybe he broke up with the girl. Who knows, you know, what happened in that instance. But the only true victim is that girl. So I think that's what we need.
And I think that's being a hypocrite, because you have a member of ISUPK who was locked up for child molestation, for rape, or whatever it is, and y'all still support him. Here it is, Polight have not been found guilty, and y'all wouldn't support him. See the double standard?
What
you have a
standard?
member in ISUPK, which y'all support him financially. You put money on his books. But Polight have not been found guilty, and y'all
this how I know you taking a strong. This how I know you take a strong position of Polight's innocence, regardless of waiting till the verdict come, because you keep bringing up the same exact thing, even though I've explained the position dozens of times. How many times do I have to explain the same exact position? So in that instance, the brother took a lot of.
Even if you explain it, it still remains the same, though, Captain.
No,
you still support
what remains the same?
Guilty.
But what remains the same, though?
That he was found guilty.
Definitely was found guilty. But he also
Polight was not found guilty.
I'm not saying don't support him, though.
Right. Brother, you said if the brother come on my channel, you done. Wait. And you know you got me, man. You got me. I said, all right, brother.
After this whole Polight case go on, and when this shit is over with, I want to see all you niggas. Listen to me good, y'all. Rob on, Garfield, all y'all know who I'm talking about. I want to see all you niggas, cause I'm gonna be pulling up some reports of molestation in Harlem, in the Bronx, some fresh ones that just went on. I want to see y'all stand up and fight. Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews channel. Don't forget. The mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child. Got your address, I got your name associated with all that, bitch. I got a fucking hell of a team.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Right. Time out, everybody, time out. Let me say this real quick while you getting your pictures up there, brother.
Oh, sorry.
First thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times. Him, his family, his children.
Are you accused of molesting your wife, niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay, I will be able to one day. So I have my third question. Captain Cesario, do you have a homie that's in prison right now for child molestation that you support financially?
Yes.
But I thought you were against child molestation and those that are molesters to children.
I am against child molestation and those that molest children.
So why are you supporting this person, but you speak ill against others that have a love for people that have been just accused of child molestation?
Okay, I'll answer your question very easily. When I was at both cases of both trials, the evidence that they had, they gave the brother a lie detector test, which he passed. They tested the sister for the young girl, rather, whether her hymen was broke because he was accused of molesting her. Her hymen was not broke. A hymen, for those that don't know, a hymen is something that they use to test to see if the woman's or the child's virginity has been broken or anything like that. There was information that she said that she gave, which she then retracted. So the first case that they did was thrown out. The second case, they did not want to answer to. The jury was hung on it, and the judge did not want to release them until they came up with an answer, and then they came up with a guilty verdict. So from observing the case, if he was guilty of the crime, I would in no way support the brother. But from the evidence of the case, from the testimonies of him as well as the individuals involved, he was not guilty, even though he was found guilty.
Wow, so he was not guilty even though he was found guilty, but you speak ill against someone else that is not guilty, but they say he was guilty. So I have a question. This brother that you support, of him being a quote-unquote so-called child molester.
Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews' channel. Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Time out, everybody. Time out. Let me say this real quick while you getting your pictures up there, brother. First thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times. Him, his family, his children.
He stayed at your house
a few times.
A few times. After you just said he went to jail for violating kids twice. That not only you a pedophile supporter, you a pedophile A and B.
Sheltering. You're sheltering.
You're a shelter. You giving pedophiles the shelter and food and board. Wow.
My mother was married at 15.
Yes, so that's what parents can do. Let's add that part.
Was
but still,
at 15 and my father was 25.
There it is, man. So it's weird, man. It's just
my grandfather was 56 and my grandmother was 12.
Come on, all throughout the South. Woo!
Hell no! Damn.
Man, it's weird. My grandfather had 20-year-old kids when he married my grandmother.
This is deep, man. This is deep. This is deep in our psyche, bruh. I'm telling you. What about all those pimps? What about all those black pimps at the high school sitting around in Cadillacs?
Great question.
My grandfather been dead for many years. He died when I was 6 months old. My grandmother died before I was born. She died at the age of 45. She gave birth to over 16 kids.
And many times I thought about giving up. I thought about walking away. I thought about just selling my channel, giving it to somebody and just walk. I thought about all of that. And to have your own people, bro, your own people that look like you, just try to tear everything down that you have built up. Do you know how hurtful that shit could be, bro? I am the way I am towards people. I don't trust nobody no more. I don't even want to meet no new people. I don't even want to meet none of that. Sometimes I got to talk to my wife, Cynthia. Sometimes she'll tell me, babe, this is looking bad. For her, it's harder for her than me. You know, I walk through this shit. Like, everything that I have built, bro, to build up my platform, to do for people, and this is what I get in the end of the day, man.
It's your livelihood, man.
You will never find no goddamn child molestation on my record. You will never find anything about me messing with a kid or a child, but niggas will just throw anything out there. Oh, you was messing with this girl, Nicki, when she was, 13 or 15. You was 35. If that's the case, where the fuck was my wife? Where was Cynthia at? See, people don't ask the real serious questions, Brother La. Nicki lived in the building as a young girl above us. We lived on the first floor. Me and Cynthia, we was on the first floor.
Nicki lived in the building as a young girl above us. We lived on the first floor. Me and Cynthia, we was on the first floor.
Nicki lived in the building as a young girl above us. We lived on the first floor. Me and Cynthia, we was on the first floor.
So if I've been with this woman, nobody around nowhere know, how could that happen? My wife.
You know those guys were just lying though, man. You didn't know they was lying, dude. That's all I'm saying, man.
But that's what I'm saying. In order to do shit like that, like the shit that people would go through, what man, and that's what make me sit back and say, what man would do that to another man, Brother La? Hold up, Brother La. A real man will never accuse another man of molestation or raping another woman.
More so without no evidence or proof.
I know now, Brother La. I ain't gonna lie. I'm quite sure we all know women will do that. Sisters will do that. Sisters will
do it.
Bring you up on charges. Let's look at the boxer.
Okay.
Mike Tyson. Let's look at Tupac. We can look at a lot of cases like this where women will say, no, you did this to me, or you were even not so much famous women will say stuff like that just to get you locked down. Now, what I'm saying ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Polight. I'm not talking about no Polight situation. So you already know people gonna say, oh shit, look at Saw. He's trying to defend Brother Polight. I ain't defending no goddamn Polight. I'm not even talking
My advice to you, Saw.
Yes.
Not even to mention that brother's name ever again.
Right. I agree with you on that, brother.
Not even mention his name.
Right. Hey, let me
Don't even speak it into the universe.
Brother Law, let me tell y'all something,
That's the most hurtful shit that I gotta go through. But I don't show it, you know? I don't show it. I try not to show that shit. But I think about it now and I say, damn, this supposed to be black people. These supposed to be my people.
Hey, son, you dealing with a whole community.
Hold up. And here's the question. What have I done to any of them niggas? Nothing, Brother La. They don't even fucking know me personally, bro. None of them. They don't even know me personally. If they did, brother, I would have probably gave them the shirt off my back. Probably bought their ass some food. There was a time when I effed over my people. And at that time I didn't know. I didn't know no better, Brother La. And what am I talking about? The only time I ever effed over my people is when I was selling drugs in them goddamn streets. Selling them drugs. I didn't know no better at that time. I was just trying to get some goddamn money. Right. I was working. But when I got out of that drug life, you see, if my brother was to come here and tell y'all niggas, y'all don't know who this dude is today. There was a time when I didn't care about nothing, bro. And that's the only time I have ever messed up over my people is when I would sell them drugs. Yes. And you don't see them coming up with nothing. They talk about SANETER been with a little girl at 13, and I was 33. Now, I'm not saying Polight wasn't my man. I would lie to y'all if I say that. Yes, he would, whenever he would come to 125th Street and want to get on the video, all right, yes, I'm here, come, yo, son, I'm in your hood. I'm in the hood. Yo, you want me to come through? Yeah, come on through, 125th. And I would film him. Yes, I filmed him. Yes, I gave him the light. Everybody knows that. With all the shit that I have built over the years, you mean to tell me niggas trying to tear my work down from all of that because of this nigga, Polight? That's why I don't like this nigga. I hate this nigga now.
That's why I don't like this nigga. I hate this nigga now.
That's why I don't like this nigga. I hate this nigga now.
Polight, I don't fuck with this nigga because of what he did. He was supposed to make a video before he even go in and get locked up. I asked this nigga, I said, yo, man, you need to do a video and let these people know, nigga, that I ain't got shit to do with what's going on with your life and whatever you did. And he said, yeah, bro, I'll do it. I'll do the video. And this nigga didn't do the damn video. He just went right off to jail. Like left me out there without even trying to do the video. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fuck with this nigga. I don't give a damn about none of that. Whenever we do a video, I'm always with me and Polight on a damn inside of a hotel. Or sometimes he would bring his wife. That's why he's over there with the fuck niggas that used to be on my channel that just left because they couldn't get their way. That's all it is. And they got butthurt and they going against me now.
That's why he's over there with the fuck niggas that used to be on my channel that just left because they couldn't get their way. That's all it is. And they got butthurt and they going against me now.
That's why he's over there with the fuck niggas that used to be on my channel that just left because they couldn't get their way. That's all it is. And they got butthurt and they going against me now.
Man, oh man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. After last night's interview with my brother, Shaka Mos, I viewed the video and things just didn't sit right with me last night. I gotta keep it a buck, y'all. I gotta keep it a buck. After viewing the video, I'm watching it again, and it just didn't seem right to me. That's why, if you notice, I took the videos down. I had to take it down. It just didn't seem right to me, man. Not to bang on nobody or bang on my brother Shaka, but I think I'm gonna need more convincing. You know, I just hope y'all don't say, oh, Sa is crossing his man again. And so, no, it's not that. It's just that I'm not saying he did it or he didn't. It just don't seem right to me. You know, the whole shit with the mother and the daughter. And after listening to him yesterday, I got to keep it a buck. Damn, bro. Oh, man, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say about it. It's hard when people is your mans, and, you know, it's just hard for me to do that. So I'd rather just say I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right growing up. A little girl, she's 10 years old, man. I didn't know all of that. 10 years old, man. And you growing up she's growing up and you with the mother. Oh boy, that's just rough. That's rough for me. The video was great yesterday, sir. I hear you. And I'm not condemning him. I'm not saying he did anything. I'm not doing all that. I'm just saying for me, it just didn't feel right to me. You know, after looking at it, man, after viewing it and after hearing shit. This is why you noticed I took it down. If y'all noticed it, I took that shit down last night. Just morning, I took it down early in the morning. Like, man, let me get rid of this shit. I spoke to a sister early this morning too. That really made this shit rough for me. I spoke to a sister, y'all. A sister who claims her daughter was involved with some shit with Shaka Utmost as well. So maybe she would have brought her daughter on, but her daughter don't want to be a part of it right now because she's working. She got a good job and a good life. And her daughter practically begged her mother not to bring her back up into this stuff. So it's heavy. This shit is heavy. And the daughter is legit. This shit just hurts, man. Damn, man. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a part of none of this shit. People gonna have to do their shit on their own. You know, I'm gonna fall back off of this story. I just got to fall back for two reasons. For one reason. The reason I'm falling back off of this shit is because this shit just don't sound right to me. And I don't think people is coming all the way out with the truth. It just don't sound right to me. So I'm not gonna jump in and try to defend nobody, especially because what if I'm wrong? And the other person on the other side, the girl, is looking at me like, yo, what the fuck, side? I mean, so it's best for me to just fall back, get the hell up out of this story, and just let Shaka do his own thing. When you say you did the right thing, Sa, what you talking about? As far as what? I did the right thing. It seems like power to my man Uncle Cat in the building. What's up, brother?
What's good, man? How you doing, brother?
Not so good, man. I'm not doing so good after the interview I did yesterday, brother. I was just talking to the people, letting them know that I really don't feel good about it after the interview, after watching it. And this is why I had to take that video down, because I wasn't feeling good after watching the video. Not to throw my brother Shaka under the bus, because like I said, I just don't feel good about it. I just don't know. I don't want to jump in and do something where, what if I'm wrong? And then the lady or the girl who is being accused is looking at me like, yo, nigga, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know, that make me look crazy. So do you have a problem, Unc? Because that's where I'm looking at it like, if the girl is above age, I didn't look at the grooming part until I really started looking into it like, damn, that's kind of rough there. You know, you with the mother and the daughter was 10 years old. I'm like, damn, man, hold on here. Do you have a problem with a man messing with the mother and the daughter as long as the daughter is of age? Like if she's 20, 19 or whatever, do you have a problem with that? And do you think that's wrong?
Well, just speaking on my own situation and having mothers to where I help raise the daughter, it's completely out of order. It's as a matter of fact, it's dysfunctional behavior. And the way you help raise a family is raise the kids and treat the kids as if they were your own. So as these children develop from the age of 4 to 5 to 6, right, you see them start to go through puberty. You see them growing up right in front of your eyes. They're always looking at you as a father. And if that situation ever get mixed up, you immediately step in and get it straight. A pervert in your midst will take advantage of that. But little girls they can be very influenced. That's why they call it grooming. So these predators take advantage of little girls. And so perverts and predators, they work off of that and they take advantage of that. What type of man am I to be in the presence of another woman, mess with her daughter see me mess with her daughter grows up, right? And then when she reaches a certain age, how does that then make sense for me to do that? First of all, I'm not messing with your sisters. I'm not doing none of that shit, right? But that's not creepy. Messing with somebody, a woman you got, and messing with a sister ain't creepy. But messing with the woman that you mess with, daughter, and watch her grow and look at you a certain way, that's the creepy shit. Now, for me, it's morally wrong for me to mess with another family member. Whether it's your cousin, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just would, like, it's too many women on planet Earth to even play that game. Anybody that's ever raised daughters and young men know that at certain ages their hormones are all over the place, and a person can take advantage of that shit. Having your daughters or your young boys around people that's taking advantage of their hormones. Are y'all getting it? At no point is it ever the young lady's fault. It's the grown man's fault. The grown man has to step in and draw the goddamn line. Simple as that. When you're dealing with the mother, right, and they have little kids, daughters, right, man, it's a certain way she's looking at your motherfucking ass. She's one, looking at you as a father. Two, she could potentially look at you as a fucking lover because she has a chemical imbalance and she can have a crush on you, and you would have to address that shit the right motherfucking way. Under no circumstance can you mess with somebody you've messed with, daughter, that's been looking at you for the last 5, 6, 7 years. Like
So,
I'm saying that's the creepy shit for me, bro.
Okay,
and
brother.
I'm telling you, as a basketball coach, they teach you about grooming, and that shit is ridiculous, yo. There is no excuse for none of that type of behavior.
Okay, I notice you constantly say daughter, daughter, but you leave out the son. We must remember the son is a factor as well.
Sons get molested too, brother.
That's right.
Not
T Jr. said, what happened
equal.
to the 2 videos with Shaka yesterday? Well, like I said, when I came on, I looked at it and I didn't feel comfortable with it. It just didn't seem right to me. I guess my, shit, I'm just looking at it, then I'm looking at my baby, and then I'm like, damn, this shit, I'm not accusing him of nothing. I'm just saying, to me, it didn't look right. It don't look right to me. And so that's why I decided to let me get this shit down. Let me just take it down. I don't like it. It didn't feel right to me. Simple as that. So how come situations like this never end up with the police finding out what's going on? Like, when do they supposed to come into it, contact? Or with the mother? If it was all right with the mother, what can we say? If the mother doesn't have a problem with it, if the mother don't have a problem with it, then what point of it is of us? That's what I'm saying. That's all.
If the mother don't have a problem, then there's something wrong with the mother, yo. It's dysfunction. It's dysfunction. It's just that simple, yo. It's dysfunctional behavior. So if you have a mother that's in a household that's dysfunctional, right, and out of order behavior, you know what I'm saying? The kids still ain't supposed to have to pay for that, right? That's when the man in that situation has to, man up and realize that I'm not feeding into none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You get that point?
Yes. You know what the thing is now, family? The thing is now, they trying to go at me and my queen and my wife, Cynthia. Sister Nasty, I mean Nandy. Sister Nasty, I mean Nandy. She's going on everybody's platform talking about SANETER is a child molester and SANETER was messing with his wife when she was 13 years old. Family, listen to me. I didn't know my wife when she was 13 years old. These niggas come out of the woodworks and don't know a damn. Matter of fact, let me get my baby on the line. Let me call my baby, man. Let me call my boo-boo right now on the line. I hope she remember, because damn, we've been together for a long time. Going long and strong and hard. Let me call my baby. These niggas. Damn. I tell you, man. Hey, baby, I want you to know that I'm live right now. I got you on the air. You hear me? You hear me, boo? I'm live right now, and I got you on the air. You hear me?
Yeah.
How you doing, boo?
I'm okay.
All right, I'm live right now. Let me ask you a question, baby. Did I know you at the age of 13?
No, you didn't know me at the age of 13. No.
Well, you got There's a woman by the name of Nandy who she's running around these platforms telling people that me and you was having sex at the age of 13 and I molested you.
I did not know you at the age of 13.
Right.
So
I got a picture up with me, you, and our first son. How old are you in this picture, baby? If you remember.
19. I was 19.
You was 19. Thank you. We were young. We were young.
Why you keep listening to them people? I don't understand why you keep listening to them people.
Because, baby, I'm a public figure and people will lie to slander.
Well, you don't need to hear that. You don't need to listen to that all the time.
I know.
You gotta learn how to ignore that sometimes.
I know, baby.
They can't do what you do. They don't do what you do. So there's no need for you to keep going back and forth with these people.
Right.
That's just crazy. These people don't love you.
Yeah.
They don't care nothing about you.
And about you and really about the youth, the people in general.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All right, baby. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right.
Now, that's my wife, Cynthia. One thing I can tell you, brother, is black people, we ain't shit, man. Our people ain't shit. Black people ain't shit, bro. We can talk about this white man all day. But nah, man, black people ain't them. We ain't shit, man. Our people is fucked up. This slavery shit, I gotta blame it all on slavery, You hear me? This slavery shit done fucked up our mental, everything, man. We ain't shit as a people. We still trying to live off of what our fucking ancestors did 100 goddamn years ago. We built this. We built America. We built that. Okay, granted, you built all that shit. Now that the white man is not hitting you in the back, nigga, no more to make you build it, here's the question I got for you, What the fuck are we building today? When you ain't being forced to build nothing. What are you building today, What is black people building today? Black people are some evil ass people.
Yeah, man. And they think the shit funny, man. Let me say something, bro. Let me say something,
bro.
Let me say this, man. Hey, look, brother, I don't none of these people know me just for being on panels, right? And I made a statement trying to me and Si was talking, and I'm going to say with that polite thing, because I ain't going to bring it back. But all I was thinking was somebody was coming at him, and I said some young girls look older because I didn't know that was his wife, daughter. I didn't know nothing. I
was on the panel when you was having that conversation.
Yeah, but my whole thing, they put on a whole.
I don't want to talk about that, man.
No, I'm saying it was about me.
Yeah.
They talking about Suntan said it's okay, it's free range with a 14-year-old. They, going all around, and I'm like, but I said that to say this. They didn't even know me.
Man, that kid ain't had no business in the hotel with them. That's the bottom line. And if she in there, she open game because these women these days 13 look 22.
And if she in there, she open game because women these days 13 look 22.
And if she in there, she open game because women these days 13 look 22.
Somebody set that girl up in there, man. And y'all remember I said that.
Don't none of these fools know me, and I wouldn't. That ain't they was making me synonymous with that, and don't even know me, brother. You see what I'm saying?
So listen here, man, and I want everybody on the panel and everybody in the listening audience to hear this, right? You won't hear none of this outrage about a white man with a 13-year-old girl. But here's the thing, I think that was a finesse they was trying to do with Polight, sending people at him, man, because they know that he is what he is sometimes. And I'm not taking up for nobody, I'm calling it like I see it. I think it was a finesse, they sent somebody at that man. And at the same time, brother Si, you get all these people, black people, the first one to hang each other, man. They want to, us black people, we the first to hang each other. So, where's the outrage about a white man having a 13-year-old girl? He didn't hear nothing about. What you think of that, Si?
It was just horrible. And I seen some of my moderators, not some of them, I seen one of my moderators over there. And I'm saying, where's the loyalty at? Because you had Nasty Nandy, and it was also my moderators. I love you, Queen. I love you, Nandy. Nandy talks about my family. Nandy talks about my children. Nandy talks about me being a pedophile. And my mom is over there, I love you, queen, and calling her queen. And I'm like, yo, hold up. We can't do this. I got to put a nip in the butt from now on. Either you're going to be loyal to the HOK, because let me just say, for once, we got a brother like Maxwell. Max Bird. I love that brother. I love that brother. I love Tamika One. I love H. Millette. I love my sister Robin. I'm not going to be on a gutter platform while they talk shit about the HOK at the same time. Now, of course, Garfield's family. I see Tamika on Garfield, but they don't talk shit about us. I see them with the Army Ross. Those are family members. You get it? I see her with Captain Tazoriak. Those are family. But you will never see her in a Shaka Doodoo channel. You will never see them on these channels that bang on us as a family. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to start, if you're not loyal to this, just go. I'm not going to have you here marting up with us if you're not loyal like that. Check. So if you feel that you need to be with the ops and over there with those who go against us, then you don't need to be here, family. I ain't going to say no name. I'm just saying it right now so you'll know where I stand. But I'm not going to say no name, you know? And Latika Bush as well. I don't see them on them gutter channels while they banging on us, you know? And so it made me sick to my stomach because I call you a bitch in a minute. And everybody knows SANETER. I don't give a damn. I'll call you a slut, a bitch in a minute. Get the hell out of here with that energy. You ain't no man, bitch. Because every month you're reminded that you're a woman. Every month you are reminded by nature, Mother Nature, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I am not going to have a woman control my shit. When I say, yo, that's it, be quiet, stop, and you don't listen, get the fuck out. Kicking you out. I'm kicking your ass out, and y'all know I get it in like that. They go on these gutter platforms and talk shit. None of these niggas got no real manhood. These niggas scared to stand up to a woman and tell her when she's wrong, she's wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Let me get a bona fide scholar on my channel, and I got some dumb ass fucking woman over here trying to talk and curse the brother out. I'll be like, yo, sis, you gotta shut up. I'm gonna say sis a few times, a couple of times. And then if you keep talking and you override me, bitch, get the fuck out my chat. Get out of here, bitch. That's how I'm gonna be. Bitch, you gotta go. Cause now you're no longer a woman now. You done turned into a raggedy ass bitch. Check. Come on, man. That's how I'm doing. I see all them niggas over there sweetening up and letting this fucking woman do this shit to them. Every time the brothers is talking and the men is talking, she jump her raggedy ass in it. I love both of them.
And he had to think twice, not only because he didn't want to say her name, but remember, he didn't want to say her real name. Renentet is the name Polight made up for her with Dr. York.
When he go into that womb, you know, we love that. I love Amunet, and I love his wife, both of them. I love both of them. She is not insecure one iota. She stands by her man. She supports her man, and that's why this shit is working. She's not insecure. Women, sisters, look at that woman's face. She know where that bread and butter come home to. She know where he comes home to. After all these years, she is a strong black woman. Renentet, powerful sisters.
Who?
Renentet.
Who?
Renentet.
Who?
Renentet.
Stop.
Renentet, strong black woman.
Stop. Please, for the people, can you identify who is Polight's other wife that you're talking about? Amunet and who?
Renentet.
Think about it. This is Cynthia's niece that went from Polight's daughter to Polight's wife.
Y'all got, listen, y'all got hate for yourself because it's like this. You'll sit up here and ask me this. You'll sit up here and ask me this, but you won't ask, well, Priscilla, Why did a black man rape you at 12 years old? Huh? Listen, cut this crap that y'all doing out, please. Please address the degeneracy of males. Y'all always want a woman to stroke y'all's ego so y'all can feel better and look better. Y'all use women as shields. Stop asking me how I feel about the male's degenerate behavior. He's knocking up children. He's raping children. I just pulled up a research paper or a study from the Department of Criminal Justice that black women in two-parent households are 1.75 times more likely than white women to experience child sexual abuse. These fathers are raping their own damn daughters. Y'all on the internet playing.
A very popular brother from the conscious community. We were not friends, we were not allies, we were not associates. I really didn't care for the man. But a very popular brother who was a member of the mainstream black consciousness community. He was based in New York. According to the reports, this brother pled guilty to child molestation abuse, otherwise known as pedophilia and rape. I don't know the name of the exact charges. There's 3 charges. I don't know what they are. You can do your own research. He took advantage of this 14-year-old girl who was the child of the queen he was dating. But I want to say this because there's a lot going around on social media. This conviction, this guilty plea involving such a prominent person within the conscious community, taking sexual advantage of another woman's child who he was dating in what appears to be a very grotesque, aggressive, and violent form of child sex rape and or molestation. I want to say this. You don't ever have to worry about Dr. Umar Ifatunde doing anything of that type because I believe that those who molest children are under some sort of a demonic possession. Demonic possession. Demonic possession. But I'll go a step further. I want y'all to know this right now. If you ever hear an allegation about me, Intercontinental Ifatunde, if you ever hear an allegation about me, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, don't keep it to yourself. Let's have a public tribunal. That's how I do. Full transparency amongst the race. Full transparency amongst the race. No need for rumors. No need for gossip. Bring it on out and let's let the victim speak. If you ever hear an allegation about me, bring it to my face. Dr. Umar, we heard. My first question to you, where is the victim? How soon can we go live? Where is the victim? How soon can we go live? I want the victim to give a full accounting of the accusations that are being made. I don't want no secrets when it comes to me. If you ever hear some nonsense about me, bring the victim out. If the victim is now an adult, they can speak for themselves. If the victim is now an adult, they can speak for themselves. If the victim is still a minor, their parents can speak for them. If the victim is still a minor, their parents can speak for them. But like I said, I don't want no secrets. Expose me. Bring the victim and let's do a full public tribunal on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, MySpace, news, radio, Coliseum. Bring it on out, brothers and sisters. Bring it on out. There's a lot going on right now because of this. My heart goes out to that mother and that daughter. I'm going to keep it 100 right now. If we really want to keep it a buck, if we look at the history of black consciousness, there have been men who have in fact had relations with children under the age of 18. Under the age of 18. If you want to use the white man's age of sexual majority of 16, we've had a lot of leaders. I know at least a handful. I know at least a handful of major black leaders who are still celebrated even now, who have given birth to some of our largest organizations, who have impregnated girls under the age of 16. I'm not talking rumor or allegation. I'm talking have proven to have had children with black girls under the age of 16. There are men who have married girls under the age of 16. I'm not talking about fly-by-night leaders. I'm talking about leaders who have given birth to major black organizations. My point is, this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing. This is not a new thing. And you know what's sad? this brother is in fact guilty of the charges that were laid upon him, and it appears that he is, especially if there's 6 semen stains. 6 semen stains were found on that 14-year-old child. 6 semen stains. He will be able to reinvent himself in this black America. You know why? Because you have had men who have done similar things, who gave birth to some of our largest black movements, and those movements are still running strong. Those men are still considered great black leaders, although they molested underage black girls. So unfortunately, in this black America, he will, post-incarceration, be able to reinvent himself. This brother was accused of these crimes 2.5 years ago. I don't see y'all. Where are you conscious pimps and hoes? Where y'all at? This man was accused for 2.5 years, pled guilty yesterday. I don't see y'all. I don't see y'all. I can't even see y'all now. Where y'all hiding? Where they at? Abusing a girl, lips busted, drugged up, doped up, 6 semen stains. Y'all said y'all about holding people accountable. Y'all acting like pedophilia and black power is a new thing when you got leaders of mass organizations who had children by girls under 16, married girls under 16. If you're going to practice selective morality, if you only going to hold people accountable who you don't like, but you refuse to acknowledge the wrongs of the people you like, you lower than dirt. You are an ethical hypocrite, a disgrace. Hold everybody accountable or hold nobody accountable. Protect black girls, protect black boys, protect black women.
You see that? I couldn't cut no corners. I wasn't taught like that. Khalid Muhammad taught me the right way. This is the fucking bullhorn SANETER. And you want to talk about who's the godfather? SANETER is the goddamn godfather of Harlem. Why? Because none of you niggas could top my record. But until then, this gossiping bitch shit ain't gonna get it. You got to do more than gossiping like a bitch. You got to do more than going on these bitches' platforms and sitting down talking with these women gossiping like bitches. You got to do more than that, nigga. Fuck all that gossiping bitch shit.
So the people been waiting to hear about Polight. What's going on with that? So the people been waiting to hear about Polight. What's going on with that? To answer your question, I don't believe that people are waiting to hear from me because SANETER smarten up now. I smarten up. The people don't give a damn about what I say about Polight. I speak on the Polight situation when I see them start playing my clips. when I say things like, if Polight done what he did, he need to be set in front of a firing squad. He need to be set down in the dungeons with Dr. York. I have made that statement countless of times. And y'all know I said it, but you don't hear nobody repeating it. Why? Because that's not what they trying to promote. They trying to promote me as accepting it and being a part of it. So now that I know that that's what they doing, I don't give a fuck about the Polight situation. I'm not even talking about it. Fuck that. And keep doing what you do, Saw, because they gonna keep doing what they do. They gonna keep trying to associate me with it. So why even talk about it? It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Where's the damn part at? Where's the edited clips? Right? Where's the edited clips of me saying what I've said many times? You don't see it. Nobody talking about it. So therefore, I already see the moves that they trying to make. So I don't give a damn. Y'all niggas can talk about Polight until you get blue in the goddamn face. I'm not talking about him. Who give a fuck about that? I'm talking about this knowledge and this information. Y'all niggas talk about him. Give a fuck. Check. So that's what's up with the Polight situation. Don't ask me about it. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. Don't know. That's my position on it. Don't send me no goddamn videos of nothing negative. I don't care. Let them niggas say what they want. All right? Just because he was on my platform, I don't give a damn. So that's my stance on that. Keep waiting. I got to smarten up because I was looking at all of these big and powerful platforms like the 19 Keys, and my brother Rich just called me today. You know, Black Magic 363. You know, and all these other big platforms, they don't give a damn about that shit. I don't see none of them talking about no goddamn Polight situation or none of that. When you look at it, they not dirtying up their platform with that shit. And I said, damn, I gotta get smart. Why fall into the gutter with these niggas? Why do that? Let them niggas talk about it. You got damn near 100 niggas talking about it. I don't need to talk about it. If y'all want the information, go to the gutter. Go over there to the gutter and y'all get it from them. I don't care. Because I'm quite sure none of these niggas that's talking about Polight, and I don't give a damn if you talk about them. Do what y'all do. But I guarantee you this, and prove me wrong, y'all. None of these niggas that's over there talking about Polight and molesting and all of this other stuff, I guarantee you last week it was a girl probably being raped and molested, but you ain't gonna hear about that story because they don't really give a fuck, y'all. They trying to get their views up. Understand what I'm saying to y'all. These niggas trying to get views off of peaceful misery. And I'm not talking about Polight, I'm talking about that girl, that little girl. That's who they trying to get views up off of. They see an opportunity to get some views, to get some hits, to get a couple of dollars. And so we're gonna milk this right here. Because if they was really concerned with child molestation and grape and all of that, shit, Polight wouldn't be the last stop that I stop at. I would use Polight and then I will follow up with all the rest of the people. Chat, come on. Do that make sense? I would use Polight to set the bar to show other victims being molested and raped and stuff like that. Do y'all get where I'm coming from? But because they really don't give a damn about that, they just concerned with a so-called how could I say a so-called conscious case. That's all I'm saying. That's all it is about. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. But we're going to talk about the Israelites now and the God of the Bible condoning. Yeah. Yes. Great. God condones great. Damn. They saying now too that Nicki is the third wife that I have. You see that right there? This is how long we've been together. Still strong to this day. Still got love to this day. Family. Huh? I came home. See, look how young I am. I told you I did 5 years in Clinton Correctional Facility. I got on the jumpsuit. And here we go right here. We got our twins coming out. Here go our twins, Africa and Asante. And you see me, suited and booted, goddamn, with my children in my hand. And look at the crowd behind me because I'm mobilizing. I'm organizing at this time. I'm going in at this time. I'm teaching at this time. I used to always tell my wife, don't come around me right now.
With all this disrespect on the internet, it's nasty. Hit him in the head with the headshot.
Shout out to Queen of Thrones. I was checking her out last night. She was going in, dropping some powerful information, man. I'm sitting back just checking her out, listening to what she got to say, and I learned a few things over there. And I would love to get Queen of Thrones. I need Queen of Thrones. I got to get that sister because she went through real molestation. So I would like to really get it in on her story about molestation. The Queen of Thrones. I got to go in on that. We got to build on that and bring over the real people that went through that. Facts.
So there are really 4 things that I want you to take away from this show. First, at least 90% of child molesters are people you know. They are not strangers lurking in the bushes waiting to steal your children. We're talking about family friends, uncles, fathers, brothers, neighbors. And that means less than 10% of molesters are the strangers who are abducting kids that you see on the news. Less than 10%. Second, molesters seek out and seduce vulnerable, needy kids, and then they gain their trust. It's all very calculated and it's all very deliberate, because without trust, the sexual abuse is not possible. Trust is the number one factor that they need to succeed. Third, the abuser is so conniving and they manipulate their victims. So in most cases, the molestation actually feels good. That confuses the child into blaming themselves when it's never the victim's fault. And fourth, what should you be looking for?
Federal jury has convicted R&B singer R. Kelly of 3 child pornography and 3 child enticement charges in his hometown of Chicago.
It's a story that is shocking many Americans on this night. One of the country's most famous Christian pastors is being accused of having sex with members of his church, not just any members. We're talking about teenage boys.
One of the Vatican's most senior officials has been found guilty of child sex abuse in Australia.
This is a major story that has been kept under wraps for some time, but we can now report it. Cardinal George Pell was the third most important person in the Roman Catholic Church at the Vatican and was very close to the Pope himself. His conviction brings the global sexual abuse scandal to the very heart of the Vatican.
You are now entering into the courtroom of Judge Queen's throne, the Pedo Annihilator. All rise, court is now in session.
Good morning, Royal Family, and thank you for joining us on this special edition of Queen's Throne as we bring you the public tribunal of SANETER on Trial. Now, this comes as a result of the recent guilty plea and subsequent conviction of Michael E. Nowak, formerly known as Brother Polight, for the charges of 2 counts of aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, prior to his conviction and after his conviction, SANETER has defended Michael E. Nowak and has yet to publicly, in good old SANETER fashion, condemn Michael E. Nowak. And the question is why? In the process of the defense of Michael Nowak, an allegation surfaced about SANETER, which was first discussed on Dr. Enqi's channel. We've since confirmed that the caller was Ben Diesel. At first, SANETER said that he never knew Nicki. Then he turned around and furnished a phone call with a woman named Nicki and challenged Ben to come forward. So in just a few moments, I will swear in Ben Diesel and let us all listen to what Ben has to say about what he experienced. So without further delay, Ben Diesel, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Excellent. Dr. Enqi, I'll turn the mic over to you so that you can present your line of questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, all. Dr. Enqi here. The purpose of this public tribunal is to bring a complete and abrupt end to the predatory, savage behavior and savage mentality on our women and children that has plagued our communities. When sick behaviors are recognized in our community, it is our job and our civil and moral duty to expose and eradicate such persons from our community for the safety of our women and children. As a community, we cannot afford to prop just any old body up on the pedestal without knowing who these people are. Where do they come from? What are their qualifications? What is their criminal background? Because anybody that claims to be a leader or the head of a movement that you're going to take part in, you should know as much about that person as humanly possible. Once we fail to be as intrusive as corporate America when it comes to background checks, then we will continue to suffer tragedies like Michael E. Nowak, because he's not the first and won't be the last within the conscious community if we don't act. The House of Consciousness was Michael Nowak's biggest platform, where his videos would reach hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, millions of viewers. It was through this platform he was able to gain notoriety, followed by the trust of the people, where he implemented schemes and scams to deceive money from the community and ultimately violate the community. This investigation covered questions like, why does the House of Consciousness always have a connection with people who have been either convicted of a sex crime or seriously alleged of a sex crime? SANETER and the House of Consciousness, the HOK, were quick to jump on certain stories regarding accusations of sexual assaults. But when it comes to Brother Polight, he just wants us to act like this never happened. Then I get a phone call from Ben Diesel alleging he saw SANETER ushering an underage girl himself out of his bedroom in an apartment in Harlem. So SANETER on trial. Allegation number 1 is Nicki. The evidence I gathered throughout this investigation, coupled with the live deposing of Ben Diesel, and you can decide for yourself if what Ben is saying is true or false. Okay, Ben. You already been sworn in. Before I begin this line of questioning, would you like to go on ahead and address the court yourself?
Thank you, Dr. Enqi. In fact, I do. The most destructive social epidemic affecting the Black community is the physical, the emotional, psychological, and sexual abuse of our women and children. The conscious community is the last bastion of hope for the Black community. Our community has been infiltrated by the abusers of women and children. We must expel them from our community or we will be ruined forever. The conscious community from the 1950s to the 1990s has never consisted of such stupid, idiotic, egotistical, chauvinistic behavior. Imagine Dr. John Henrik Clarke debating just any old body for the sake of argument. Imagine Leonard Jeffries pulling up in the Benz to teach his latest class in Gucci, in Fendi, in Prada, and bragging about it. Imagine Dr. Clarke, Dr. Ben going to a strip club and parading around with Black women dressed like prostitutes. Now, I only mention these absurdities because this seems to be where the mentality of the conscious community is. We are allowing a bunch of unqualified, non-qualified people to present themselves as leaders, teachers, educators, holy men, when in fact they're nothing but a bunch of evil exploiters looking to exploit us all. SANETER, you put Polight on the pedestal. You gassed him up. You gave him the name the Young Phenom. SANETER, you were the one who first broke the Renentech story. You called Michael Nowak Baby York, saying that he was into the same behavior as his predecessor, Malachi York. SANETER, you know that he was scamming the people, and you did absolutely nothing about it. The House of Consciousness was used to attract more and more victims. SANETER, you said you have video evidence of Polight doing wrong. So for Polight to have been so influential to those who followed him and the many people who saw absolutely nothing wrong with his behavior, the onus goes on you. And for the many that spoke out about Polight, they were labeled as haters by the House of Consciousness. So now that this mentally disordered sex offender has been sent to prison, it is only right for the conscious community to further investigate SANETER for promoting Polight while knowing he was scamming the community, and for protecting Michael Nowak, the mentally disordered sex offender. And we must further investigate SANETER about his past with being an ephebophile. So with that being said, I yield the microphone back to you, Dr. E.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, of all our studies, history is best qualified to reward all search. As I stated in the past, Ben is a person that knew SANETER over 28 years. We're going back to the 90s. So with that being said, I'll begin my questioning. When did you first meet Frank Gary or SANETER?
Okay. I first met Frank Gary, it was 1995. He lived directly across the street from me, 150th Street in Harlem, West 150th Street. Some of the guys that I used to hang out with lived in his mother's building. So I would see him there all the time. He was one of the older guys, but that's exactly where I met him at 150th Street back in 1995. This was before the Panther days, before he was SANETER.
Okay, what were the guys doing out there in front of the building, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what were the guys doing?
You know, it was a lot of jiving around, man. You know, guys weren't politically astute back then. You know, no disrespect to nobody. You know, we was pretty much looking at current events and basketball and sports and smoking weed and things of that nature. And SANETER would be out there on the stoop, smoking cigarettes, just jiving around with us.
In that time period, did he have any aliases?
No, no aliases. Just Frankie. His name is Frank Gary. I mean, for short, we called him Frankie.
Was he associated with the Black Panthers?
No. No association with the Black Panthers then. Not in 1995, no.
How did you meet Frank Gary?
Well, again, I've informally met him in front of the building, but I officially met him formally in 1995 when I began dating his niece. And, you know, she's from the neighborhood. You know, as young people, we began dating. And then, you know, as I moved around with her, she was one of the people who took care of her grandmother, very devoted to her grandmother. And I would frequent with her to her grandmother's house as she went.
Make sure you keep your story straight, sir. Make sure you keep your story straight, sir. Sir, let's make sure you keep your story straight. That's all I'm saying. Are you trying to mislead the judge here, sir? So again, for clarity, for the court, for the judge, where did you meet Frank Gary?
Again, the very first time I met Frank Gary was hanging out with my homeboys in front of the building, where he would come around. You know, he was a cigarette smoker back then. He would smoke his cigarettes, you know, tell a few prison stories, and then he would leave. I really didn't know him like that. I didn't have too much interaction with him until I started dating his niece.
Keep mentioning the niece. How old were you when you met SANETER?
When I met SANETER, I was 18 years old, going on 19 years old. That was 1995. That's when I met Frankie.
18 going on 19. 18 going on 19. What was SANETER's character like back then? If you had to assess it, just give us a...
My honest assessment was he was one of the older guys from the neighborhood who chilled in front of the building, told his war stories, smoked his cigarettes. You know, this was an everyday thing with him. I don't think he was one of the working men of the community. And he just started getting some knowledge himself. I gave him his first copy of the Willie Lynch letters. I gave him that copy in 1995 because, you know, I said, yo, you got to do something better with your time. And I gave him that book. So long or the short, you know, he was just an average Joe sitting around looking for something productive to do.
In another courtroom, if we weren't at the people's time, I would build a whole nother complete case about who the true enlightener of this savage allegedly really is. However, Ben Diesel, for the record, where did you meet Nicky Chanel?
I met Nicky on 116th Street at Dewey Square. Summer night, 1994. And I remember because I had just graduated high school, and that was the summer. You know, my birthday falls late in that year. I'm a November guy. So I was 17 going on 18, and I met her on a summer night, 1994, right by Dewey Square. I'll never forget it. She had a long, beautiful dress on, you know, looking like a beautiful person. And I tried to get to know her.
Okay. Interesting. You tried to get to know her. How old were you when you met Nicky? How about that?
Again, I was 17 going on 18 because my birthday falls late in the year. That was 1994. My parents gave me a little bit more freedom to hang out because I didn't have school, you know, the next day. So they allowed us to hang out that summer. I was 18 years old, 17 going on 18.
So what was the deal? How did that work out with you and Nicky? You know, what was your relationship like with Nicky? Did you know? Was there anything or nothing? Just buddies, or you ghosted her? Like, how'd that work out?
No, we were never intimate. I was one of those guys that would, you know, she had a lot of fans in Harlem. Bottom line, a lot of guys trying to get at her, our age, of course. You know, she was a beautiful young lady. Never was intimate. Never got intimate with Nicky. The most we had was a dinner at my house. She came over one time for a dinner, and that was the closest. But every time I saw Nicky in the street, she would always tell me that she had an older boyfriend. And she would say things like, little boy, please, you can't do nothing for me. Or get out of here, little boy, you can't satisfy me. And I would ask her why I never see you with this boyfriend. And she had told me at one time that her boyfriend was in jail for drug dealing.
So, Brother Ben Diesel, we are here about the nature of the relationship, not between you and Nicky, but between SANETER and Nicky. When did you see SANETER usher Nicky out of his bedroom?
That took place in the summer of 1996. I was dating his niece at that time, and we were over at her grandmother's house. She was over there taking care of some chores for her grandmother. And, you know, she finished up her chores and we were leaving the apartment. And the apartment was rather big. You know, Harlem has pre-war apartments. They're palatial. So as we're leaving the apartment, we're making a right turn from out of the living room to head to the hallway towards the front door. And that was a long hallway. Sanetta's room was against the wall, and then the front door to the house was in that same path. So as we turned the corner, he must have looked left because he didn't see us. And then he had to look right, because when he looked right, he started telling Nicki, hurry up, hurry up. I immediately thought that was peculiar. But then I seen Nicki coming out the room, holding her possessions, running to the door. And I was like, whoa, something ain't right here. You know, it was just a real eerie feeling that came over me. Now, as I begin to proceed, this is all in syncopation and synchronicity. You know, as I'm walking, he didn't close that room door yet. So I looked and we made eye contact. And he slammed that door. You know, he really slammed that door like in disgust.
Ben Diesel. I need you to rewind that statement and repeat with clarity for the court. You looked into that room and then start us from there.
Well, when I looked into the room, Sanetta was standing right there, and he had a look on his face of disgust, like he was really mad, you know, that I caught him, because we made eye contact. And then he slammed the door, and we had this, I looked at his niece, and we just walked out the house.
Wow. And at the time, approximately how old was Nicki?
At that time, I had to have been 18 going on 19. So I would say Nicki must have been about 17, because I don't think she was older than me. She was probably a year younger.
And approximately how old was Sanetta at that time?
Well, Sanetta's older than me by 14 years. So he would have had to have been 32, 33, depending on when his birthday falls.
What was Sanetta's reaction beyond that moment of you making the eye contact and him slamming the door?
He had a real grimace on his face, a snarl. Like, you know, if anybody knows Sanetta from the conscious community that dealt with him, you know how he gets mad and the faces he make. He had that look of disgust on his face, like, why are you even in my mother's house? Like, mother, you know, he was mad, he was pissed off, and he slammed that door.
I guess that's a good answer for your interpretation. But what I really mean is, what I'm really trying to get to, I guess, is, did you deal with Sanetta after that?
Not immediately. I was advised to stay from over there, in which I did. So I never went back over there. I didn't deal with him after that. I never had again, I dated his niece, and, you know, he and I were never buds or anything like that. You know, I only knew him through those encounters.
At what point did you reacquaint yourself with Sanetta?
Well, I went to college that year and came back in 1997. In 1997, Frankie was working in Ernest and Adam's barbershop. That was my barbershop. I would go over there, get my hair cut. Adam was my barber. So Adam was busy one day. I had to make a move, and Frankie decided that he was going to cut my hair.
Interesting.
And I allowed him to do it, and he zeked me real bad. Needless to say, I never went back to him. But that's the only time that I pretty much dealt with him outside of that. Outside of after seeing him usher that girl out the room.
Did you need that haircut for something specific, or was it just, you know?
No, you know, it was like how we did back in the days, man. Every 2 weeks you go to the barbershop, you know, and make sure you keep your hair right, keep yourself groomed or whatnot. But it was nothing special, no.
So you came back from college in '97, and then what from there was, what'd you do at that point?
Well, when I came back from college in '97, I met Frankie at Adam and Ernest barbershop. I used to get my hair cut from Adam. And one day when I went there, Adam was extremely busy, and Frankie was the barber, the newest barber. He had an empty chair. So I sat there because I needed to get right for work. I worked on Wall Street at that time. So always wanted to make sure I was groomed. And Adam did an excellent job at it. But this time I went to Frankie to get my bi-weekly haircut and for Wall Street. And Frankie zeked me. Adam was pissed off with him. Like, I was one of Adam's favorite customers, almost made me leave the barbershop. But he zeked me, and needless to say, I never went back to Frankie at that time.
Okay.
And might I add, let me add this for the record. At this time, he was just becoming Salik Karan. 1997, Salik Karan was his name, for the record.
Okay, now, you said you were working on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
I am very familiar with a gentleman down there by the name of James Greco. You didn't happen to go through that program, did you?
Definitely. I did all my certifications through Jim Greco. Series 7, Series 65, Series 24, Series 65, 63, excuse me. I had those 4 certifications from Jim Greco.
Okay. Why did you reacquaint yourself with SANETER?
Well, from 1997 to 2002, we're talking a 5-year period. I watched this guy try to do something right in his life. Changed his name to Salik Karan. By 1998, he had joined the new Black Panther Party. He was running around the streets of Harlem with a bullhorn, trying to wake black people up. But by 2001, he was already kicked out of the new Black Panther Party. Dr. Khaled had passed away at that time. The community was kind of in shambles because Dr. Khaled was outside. You seen him every day, especially when he touched down in Harlem, he was visible. So there was an absence, and SANETER did an excellent job at perpetrating the fraud, as we know today. But he was the one that was running around acting like he really gave a hoot about the community. So my love for the people plus time kind of slipped the Nicki memory to the subconscious mind, but the love for the people overrode the work. And I felt that this was something that we needed to do in the community at the time. As a community, it wasn't no one person, it wasn't no leader. I said, let us join and start a movement to try to wake the people up. So that's why I reacquainted myself with him at that time as a result of the movements that were going on at Harlem. Keep in mind, the Million Youth March had just taken place.
What was the nature of your business relationship with Mr. Netter?
Business-wise, the first any transaction, anything I've done with him business started in 2002 on 125th Street. I came back to 125th Street because of the unfortunate events of September 11th, 2001. 9/11 sent the economy into shambles. Things had crashed. People lost their jobs. Wall Street just wasn't the same at that time. So I came back to the community, and I was working as a sidewalk street vendor on 125th Street, in which SANETER was out there at that time. And at this point, he had already become SANETER. He had changed his name once again from Salik Karan to SANETER. I would come out there, as well as other people, to loan their intelligence to the street professing. He had a mural up there of the ancestors from the lynching years. Mostly the pictures he had came from the book Without Sanctuary.
So he put you on.
Say that again?
So he put you on, is what you're saying?
No, not at all. We worked in tandem. We worked collectively. We tried to work cooperatively. But like I said, at first it was a cooperative
But your connection to 125th Street was SANETER, or did you have some previous connection to vendors on 125th Street way before SANETER even got out there?
Oh, my family been on 125th Street since the 1950s as vendors. In fact, my family were some of the vendors that helped Adam Clayton Powell establish the Black Merchants Union in Harlem. So SANETER has no direct ties to my community affairs, especially on 125th Street.
Okay.
As far as the business relationship was concerned, he would pay me and another brother, Moon, about $20, $30 every day for helping him carry all of his VHSs to a cab, on top of the time we spent out there with him to build up the energy to get the people to listen, so forth, so on. But once he realized that I didn't need him financially, which was early on, that's back in 2002, he started behaving territorial. And what I mean by that is like a drug dealer. You know, you can't hustle on this corner. You too close to me. You hustling right next to me. Although we're selling different things, he got territorial like that. And the business relationship started souring at that time.
For the sake of the court, with respect to Your Honor, I just want to make sure that I phrase this properly. How did you go about, as brothers, because this is one of the most important issues in society and civilizing. How did you guys resolve your conflicts? How did you guys attempt to work it out? In conscious brotherhood, Black power, like how did you guys reflect the knowledge and information that you guys were putting out to the community in your ability to, handle, the problems that were going on out there?
I appreciate that question. As businessmen, we were taught, as businessmen, we do not fuss, we do not argue, and we do not fight. We take care of business. So when SANETER started creating all of the conflicts and the confrontations and the tension, he was selling closer to 8th Avenue, 125th Street. I just decided to move towards 7th Avenue. So that gave us pretty much a whole block in distance away from each other, selling different products, of course. But I just moved down the block closer to 7th Avenue just to avoid the nonsense and to keep the peace.
Bro, Black man, businessman, brother, African-American, scholar, everything good in the neighborhood. Why wait until 2021 to bring up this inappropriate relationship with Nicky Chanel?
For the record, this is not the first.
Your Honor, this is a very important question here, and he is not going to dance around this issue, Your Honor.
Order in the court. You have to answer the question, Ben Diesel, to the best of your ability.
Okay. So why in 2021 did I decide to come out? This is the first time I'm going public with it. I've been telling people about him in the community. There are many people in the community that knows about that trice that he's had with an underage girl.
Excuse me, sir. For clarity, again, I want you to answer this one more time. Are you saying this is not, in fact, your first time telling somebody about this inappropriate relationship, and that you have reached out to people in the community before this?
Yes. Yes. This is not the first time that I've told somebody about this. This is the first time that I'm going public with it. It's been 26 years since that time I first met SANETER. It's been 27 years since the Nicki situation transpired. And the Black community, like I said, was looking for a person to be brave and heroic enough to come and fearless and what have you, to try to help us get out of this situation that we're in. We've all watched the House of Consciousness for the past 20 plus years. galvanized some of the smartest minds that we've had in our community, only to pit them against each other and create debates to debate things that we already know. Black people have been here from the beginning. There's no more arguments. We had all of the greatest minds clearly settle those matters. So now it's just time for us to build. So when you watch the deterioration of the community for the past 20 years, the Michael Nowak situation, formerly known as Brother Polight, when that story broke back in 2021, I watched SANETER strategically deflect the Michael Nowak case. And again, this is SANETER we're talking about. So let's just take a step back. Remember when Africa Bambaataa was accused of sexual child abuse? And look at the fervor and the intensity and the drive and the ambition that SANETER had to accuse Africa Bambaataa, right? So he did a press conference, to be exact. And this is only an accusation. This was only an accusation on Bambaataa. SANETER did a press conference. He went from hood to hood, getting individual testimonies from people about Africa Bambaataa based on an accusation. So when the evidence came in on Michael Nowak, formerly known as Brother Polight, the DNA evidence came in, and SANETER didn't lift one finger. He didn't move one morsel of muscle to go out and condemn or say anything about Michael Nowak.
Excuse me, Mr. Diesel. For the record, are you saying that SANETER, in fact, with no DNA evidence, not even a police report? You mean there was no police report for any crimes that Bambaataa had committed? No DNA, no child that was present, no rape kit was done. You mean there was zero evidence?
Zero evidence.
Just the word.
Just the accusation.
Just the word, the accusation, the allegation by somebody not even from the community. Are you saying that this is a stranger making an allegation with no physical evidence?
Correct. So that.
And are you saying that SANETER led a public charge against Africa Bambaataa to publicly convict him with no evidence at all?
Yes.
And despite having semen samples as well as rape kits and all of the traditional forms of evidence present in Brother Polight's case as well as others, he has chose to harbor and protect and continue to try and prop these men up. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, that's what compelled me to come forward with this story in 2021, seeing SANETER trying to condemn everybody else and never condemning Michael Nowak.
Wait a minute. So are you saying, for the record, Ben Diesel, you've been sworn into testimony. Do you understand that you are under you can commit perjury here and perjure yourself?
Yes.
Are you saying that the reason why, in part or in whole, that SANETER was protecting Brother Polight, allegedly, because he also was guilty of the same crimes?
Yes. And to the public, it's an allegation. For me personally, it's something that I know because I witnessed it. I experienced him ushering that girl out the room. And like I said, I know all the while she kept telling me she had a grown man boyfriend. So when I seen her come out the room, you know, it was only a bed in that room. It was only a bed in that room, a bed and a TV. So what was a 16, 17-year-old girl doing coming out of a room with a bed and a TV with a 32, 33-year-old man as the other occupant of the room? So when I saw the...
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you have anything that would lead... Well, my opinion's not important or relevant, but do you have anything that you could say that may allow the judge to see here that, you know, there's some proof that SANETER would be, you know, that he's capable, because people see this as a community guy. Like, Brother Ben, can you provide us with some modicum of evidence that this community man, this alleged community leader, is capable, even culpable, of harboring that type of fugitive, and even you know, almost being a participant?
In fact, I could. I'm going to state two separate instances, which to me prove that SANETER has been protecting Michael Nowak for the longest, but that's going to prove his culpability in what transpired with Michael Nowak. And the first thing is he called Polight Baby York. And the second thing he said was, "Don't make me get the tape. I got video." So he was referring to a little girl who ran away with Polight, who happened to be going by the name of Renentet, who also happens to be a family member of SANETER. So by him covering up the runaway of, I'm not going to say the young lady's name other than Renentet. No, that's an alias, but he knew about it. And he said nothing to her mother or her father when they came looking for it, because we've seen video of SANETER telling stories about Renentet's father coming, and he found Polight on 125th Street, and Polight started crying. So you knew full and well of what was transpiring with Renentet, and you covered it up as a community leader, quote unquote. So I use those two examples to show that he is definitely capable of harboring and defending Polight.
At this moment, Your Honor, I'd like to go to the record for the court and provide the video evidence that we had admitted previously during discovery, so that the court, as well as the people here to view the proceeding, can be fully aware of the video that the witness here is referring to.
The instruction is to play said video.
Fuck you, Polight. You are a habitual fucking liar. Every car that the people see you driving, nigga, is rented, Polight. Even the goddamn house that you in right now is not your house. Why do you think you change crib from crib to crib to crib? It's not yours, Polight. You talking to somebody who know you, nigga. And believe me, I got data on you. But the shit I got on you is real shit, Polight. Polight, don't make me do it, bruh. I'm trying to hold back. And you know what I'm talking about. All right? But I know you. Don't forget that. I'm saving some of this back because I know you're going to try to come back. I'm going to save some of it. And then you go on to say, SANETER, you talked about my kids. You talked about my children. I never talked about my aunt. Evidently, you should have known SANETER's a crazy motherfucker that he gonna come back at me. Ain't no calm down, Sa. Yeah, let me calm down. You right. I'm holding back a lot of shit. So you go on to say that SANETER talked about your kids. Who are you talking about? Huh? You ain't talking about Tashia, right? You ain't talking about her, right? You ain't talking about Tashia Barnes, right? I know you ain't talking about her. I knew her before you, Polight. You ain't talking about her, right? The one you call Renentet? You ain't calling her your daughter, are you? Don't do it. Don't make me fucking do it, nigga. Huh? Little Dr. York, don't make me do it, nigga. Little fucking Dr. York. You ain't talking about her, right? The one that you call Renentet. Huh? Nigga, that ain't your daughter, nigga. Cut it out. Don't make me bring her sister right here in front of me. Her sister is my wife's cousin, nigga. You know that. Play yourself. You know that. Play your motherfucking self. Huh? She ran away from home to be with your bitch ass. She left her own mother to be with your bitch ass. Nigga, fuck you talking about? Why you think her mother and them can't even find her? Huh? I know you ain't talking about that girl, huh? The one that ran away from home? Who snuck out the room and left her mother? Because her mother left you? You want me to tell the people why she left you, bitch? I'll tell them when you cut back. I'll tell them when you come back at me. I ain't gonna give up everything. Told you it'd be better to leave me the fuck alone. You fucking with the wrong one, and you know I'm crazy enough to go the fuck in. Ain't nobody in this world is more grimier, low-life, scumbag as you. You done robbed from little babies, motherfucker. You done robbed from women and children, nigga. Fuck is wrong with you? Trying to come back at me, knowing that I got all this shit on you. I will call the sister up right now. Say I won't. Say I won't call Shakira. Ask Renentet, who is Shakira? That's my wife, cousin, motherfucker. Fuck is wrong? And she know the deal. She know what's going on. You think she don't? I'm holding that though, because I want to see the smoke. I want to see you let that out. I'm not the only one that know it. Don't tell me don't do it now. Cause see, this nigga want to get up in here and tell all these motherfucking lies, little baby Dr. York ass nigga. So I never called my daughter to help him do his taxes. Bitch, you're lying. What I said was, because you was on the phone, and I said, yeah, man, I'm trying to get my taxes done. Do you know a better remedy? So you said, Polight, oh, Renentet know how to do that. Renentet know how to do it good. I'm gonna tell Renentet to help you out. That's what the fuck you said, Polight. Don't lie and say I tried to call her to help me do mines. Why you think Meta World Peace don't fuck with you no more, nigga? Think I didn't know that, huh? You think he ain't hit me up? You think he ain't hit me up? Huh? Okay. I'm being light. Trust me. When I say I'm being light, family, I'm being light. Then we go into the third wife. The one that left your bitch ass. And why? And why them police pulled you over on the side of the road, nigga? We're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm talking about. Why did they pull you over on the side of the road? We're gonna talk about that. On the highway. No evidence come out yet. I want him to deny any of what I'm saying. The evidence to come out on the next video. So, family, I'm gonna just hold some of this back. You can't believe a word this dude say. I was talking about your daughters or your daughter or your family. No, nigga, that's not your daughter. You know, I know who daughter it is. I know who daughter it is, nigga. You heard? Remember? Let me give you a flashback of remembering. Remember on the 125th Street 2 summers ago? It was hot outside. You came on 125th Street, Polight, in the hot sun, and guess what? You had Renentet with you, the daughters. Guess what? Remember, Polight? The father came through, and when the girls seen the father, they ducked in the store right there. Remember that, Polight? But guess what? The father seen them, and he went in the store after them, and they was running around the store screaming like, yo, they running from him, screaming. Here comes Polight bitch ass. Polight comes up on the scene because Polight was in there. Polight comes up on the scene. Guess what Polight do, y'all? Huh? Breaks down, shaking, trembling. You know how people get mad. They shaking, trembling, and the nigga started fucking crying. Out there on the street. Do I need to call Brother Sutek? Do I need to call Brother Bezo? You was crying like a bitch. But the dude was gone, and then the police is asking, what happened? What happened? What happened? And you standing there crying like a bitch. Because I got some shit that'll really make you cry. But I ain't going to do it yet. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it. I'm saving this shit. I want you to come back and respond. I got something for you, boy, that's going to really make you cry. Trust me, that's going to really make you cry. And this shit will go viral. It will go viral. I just don't want to let it out yet. You know why? Let me tell you why. I tell you why I can't let it all out. I'm being easy. Because like I said, yo, Renintet is the cousin of my wife's cousin. You know who cousin that is, right?
Yeah, it's my cousin.
Say that again, son. That's my son. You know who Renintet cousin is, right?
My cousin.
Oh, okay. Look. Let me just kill that. Don't make me do it, nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Everybody know you's a scumbag. Everybody know, nigga, that you a snake in a conniver and ain't no way back in the community. We getting ready to have a press conference on your ass. Yeah. Trust and believe that. I got facts. I got video evidence. I got proof.
Trust and believe that. I got facts. I got video evidence. I got proof.
Trust and believe that. I got facts. I got video evidence. I got proof. Try me. Some people might say, well, Sanetta, how come you ain't come out and you ain't get at this? I just told you, man. That's family. That's family. The family of my wife is family to me. That's family. Understand that. Understand that. The family of my wife is family to me. Understand that. I could call her sister right now and say, how you doing to her? You want to see? Let's see. Hey, Shakira.
Yes.
How are you, Shakira?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good, girl. You already know. How's Mama Debbie?
She's good. She good.
When the last time you seen your cousin Cynthia, my wife?
On her birthday.
Oh, that's good. When the last time you seen your sister?
I seen my sister the last time was on Thanksgiving.
Now, the one I'm talking about, Renintet. Not Renintet. What's the real name? Not Renintet.
You talking about Tajane?
Yeah, Tajane. When the last time you seen Tajane?
On Thanksgiving, we spent Thanksgiving in downtown in Georgia with my father.
Wow. Yeah. You gotta holler at Tajane and tell her leave my motherfucking cousin Sanetta alone. Tell that nigga leave Sanetta alone.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Hey. The last time she was here, she used to stay with you though, right?
Yeah.
She used to stay with you. Okay. I don't want to get into a lot of stuff because that's your sister and you love her and you're gonna protect her.
Yes,
so
I do.
That's right. There you go. You know where she at now. You know who she stay with, right?
As far as I know, she in California.
Oh, thank you, baby. Talk to you later, though. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'll see you later. Play with me, nigga. That's my cousin. That's my wife's cousin, nigga. Who Tajane is her sister. You know, by different fathers. That's all it is. Don't make me talk about why them police pulled your bitch ass over on the side of the road that night, nigga. Don't make me talk about why the wife really left your ass, nigga. Don't make me tell you why she ran away from home and her mother couldn't catch her. Her mother told her to get the fuck away from you. But she loves you. Polight. She loves you, nigga. She loved you so much she ran away from her mother. Fuck with me. Dr. York. Fuck out of here. Baby York. I got video. You don't believe me? I got video. Yeah, I do.
I got video. You don't believe me? I got video. Yeah, I do.
I got video. You don't believe me? I got video. Yeah, I do. What if I was to tell you that she wanted me to interview her, Polight? Huh? Her mother. What if I told you she wanted me to interview her? How you know I don't got the interview? And I said, nah, I can't. I'm not going to do it. I can't put that. How you know? Damn right, I've been knowing it all the entire time. But it's for a reason why I can't really say too much. Because you just heard the sister on the phone. That's my heart. That's my wife. That's my wife's cousin. We family. Sometimes you gotta hold that shit. So once again, I would never talk about little my aunt. Hell no. That's the baby girl right there. That's a lie. Never spoke on my aunt. And if you're talking about Tajane, that's not your daughter, nigga. I know her father. I know her father and her mother before you knew her. They got to know you. Fuck, I feel fucked up because of me. That's why I feel bad. Because of me. I got the videos. I got everything in the chamber already.
Thank you for your patience, brothers and sisters of the community. Ben, in response to your allegations, SANETER has put out a video alleging he's speaking with Nicki. What do you have to say about the video in question?
That was Nicki on that phone call. We can establish that.
Are you saying that that was Nicky Chanel on the phone?
In fact, yes, that was Nicky Chanel on the phone. As far as the video he made about me, go ahead.
So for the testimony today, you're telling the court that he did get Nicky Chanel to come and speak publicly to the public.
Yes, I know Nicki. I think I'm a good mental Rolodex, and I know Nicki's voice. That was Nicky Chanel. As far as the video that he made about me is concerned, that was typical SANETER with lies and slander and slurs. But what I did find interesting about that phone call with Nicki was the fact that two things. At first, he said he didn't know a Nicki. You know, he said he didn't know anything about no damn Nicki. And now he's furnishing a partial phone call from Nicki. And what's even more astonishing about that phone call was he started it off with the allegation and she did not deny it.
For the record, what do you mean partial phone call?
In that video, he cut the phone call short. He said, I'm not going to let y'all hear all of that. I'd rather give it to y'all live. So we don't know what
testimony. In previous testimony, sir, you said that Nicki spoke to the public. Are you now saying that Nicki, in fact, did not speak to the public, that she was in a somehow partial, shortened clip of a call? What are you saying here, sir? For clarity.
Yes.
Yeah, for the community to understand fully what's going on here. Did Nicky Chanel, in fact, speak to the community? Was the community able to speak to Nicky Chanel?
No, she did, in fact, speak to the community through that pre-recorded video that SANETER released, but we haven't heard from Nicki since. Nobody from the community has spoken to Nicki.
For clarity, Your Honor, I think Brother Ben is doing his best to elucidate the facts on the record. However, at this moment, we need to go ahead and examine that video of the phone call.
The record shall show that we will enter in the video as evidence.
Hello?
Oh,
Who is this?
now I can hear. Yeah, this is Nicki. Who is this?
Nicki.
Frankie? Yeah.
Nicki, how you doing?
Nicki, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right. I've been trying to call you I've been looking you up. You know, Jamim, and I think I said this to you when I seen you on 125th Street. Jamim spread a rumor on YouTube and Facebook, and he's telling everybody that me and you was boyfriend and girlfriend, and we had sex when I was 33 and you was 15. He's telling everybody that on YouTube. Everybody.
Well, he wants to get popular and famous, and you're a well-respected black man doing well for yourself with kids.
But you know what,
And
Nicki?
you
know
know
we
you
could sue
changed
this
your life
nigga.
around.
Yeah, but we could sue this nigga
but he
for
has
slander.
nothing. But he has nothing.
Right.
He has nothing, and he's crazy. We're not going to get it. I'm in a $1 million lawsuit. I sued my landlord 3 years ago. My first offering is end of this month.
I ain't gonna even play all that. I want to call her and see if I could get her up here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to even play all of that right there. Check. I'm going to call her and have her come and speak for herself, because I want y'all to see this.
Brother Ben Diesel, why do you personally think SANETER denied knowing Nicki at all?
In my personal opinion, I think it was a matter of embarrassment. He's ashamed. He's disgusted, especially in light of Michael Nowak being convicted as a mentally disordered sex offender. And I think he forgot about that situation. And he must have thought that I forgot about it as well. So he's probably going to try and make it my word versus his. But for the most part, this is a matter of truth. He already lied about her existence, so we don't know what else he'll lie about.
Ben Diesel. Can you pinpoint for us when the defendant, SANETER, aka Frank Gary, actually remembered that there was a human being named Nicky Chanel?
I can't answer that question. I mean, how am I supposed to answer that question? I don't know.
Your Honor, I object to this. What kind of foolishness is going on right now? This is crazy.
No, that's not. I mean, Your Honor, that's not.
Hold on, gentlemen. I do not want to have to hold you guys both in contempt of court. You have to answer the questions to your best ability. If you know the answer, you need to state the answer. If not, you can state, I do not know that information. But you have to answer the question to your best ability.
Understood, Judge. Understood.
Let's control our questioning here so that we can get to testimony. Thank you.
When did he remember knowing someone named Nicki? For the record.
I do not have that information, unfortunately.
So, what is your first recollection of him referring to Nicki in the affirmative again?
The first recollection was the video he did when he titled it "Breaking His Silence" on Nicki. I'm not sure of the date, but it's on his page, and that's when I've first seen him say something about Nicki.
On my phone call with SANETER, he said he knew it was you that told me the Nicki story. I found that particularly damning on his behalf. How did SANETER know it was you?
I know he went around saying that he did some voice print analysis and he asked some people who did that sound like, but that was hogwash. The reason why SANETER knew it was me is because on that fateful day, he and I locked eyes. We made eye contact. We looked directly at each other, and I saw him, he saw me, and he slammed that door with that angry bird face that he had on because he was caught red-handed. So that's how he knew it was me.
And at this moment, when he slams the door, that gust of air, you can smell the emotion and the scent of sex. Is that not what you said in the deposition, Mr. Ben Diesel?
Yes. Yes, it was such an eerie feeling, seeing that young lady usher out of there holding her belongings. And like I said, it was only a bed and a television in his bedroom at his mother's apartment, nothing else. So it was a very eerie feeling to see her coming sneakily out that room. So, you know, SANETER is guilty right there in my mind.
Was the woman in the picture as the thumbnail Nicky Chanel?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, that's more.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. I have to stop you. Are you saying that he intentionally defrauded the people with the voice of Nicky Chanel, with the picture of a random stranger, to give the idea that that person in the picture was in fact Nicky Chanel?
Yes, emphatic yes. That person in the picture was an officer who was posted on 125th Street. I'm gonna say from maybe 2012 on up to her departure, but that is definitely not Nicky Chanel. That is an officer from 125th Street where we used to be.
On the video, Sarnetta says that she is very upset and she wants to sue. How did it come across to you? Did she seem that, blown away and distraught as described by Sarnetta?
I mean, we all heard the video. We all saw the video ourselves. And Sarnetta is saying Nicky wants to sue for slander. And her response to that was they have nothing, and that could be taken one of two ways. She could have been talking about that I have nothing as far as finances are concerned. That's her opinion. But she could have been talking from a criminal-minded aspect as to no evidence, nothing. They have nothing. What proof do they have? How are they going to prove this? So I read into that both ways. And I think it was a double meaning there, that they have nothing. And that's why she was so adamant about it. And, for the most part, Sarnetta did not prep her for that phone call because, again, she was forthcoming.
So you're saying that the statement they have nothing may have applied more contextually to having nothing by way of evidence to prove that they had sex in that room that day, which is where the smell of sex came. They originated that smell together. Or maybe she's saying that she just was in a room that an old man had sex in and hung out with him in a room that already smelled like sex for a long time. Maybe that's what, or maybe we can go past the statement and see if there are contextual clues in the statement. What do you think she meant? Besides, he's crazy. What do you think that meant? She said they have nothing. And besides, she's crazy. If we were to use that besides he's crazy to add contextual reference, would you then say that adds credence to the fact that the term they have nothing refers to money, or to the fact that they have no credibility or no evidence because she's pointing out publicly that you're crazy?
I would go with the latter. I think that she's trying to point out publicly that I'm crazy and that there's no evidence. And the only reason why she would say, oh, he's crazy, is because at 17, 18 years old, 19 years old, pretty much 18, when I saw her, I would chase her around, it's puppy love. You see, hey, I got to know this girl. So like a crazy young lad, I would chase her around town. But other than that, I've never stalked her, never done anything that would make her say that this guy is outright crazy, other than some young puppy love type. I got to get to know this girl. But the evidence part of it is he has nothing. Like, what proof does he have? So calm down, baby, because Sarnetta was very upset at that time. And if you listen to his voice, yeah, we saw it going crazy. She calmed down. They have nothing.
What about that conversation specifically stands out the most to you?
What stands out about that conversation to me the most was the very beginning of the phone call, when Sarnetta calls and says, hello? And Nicki replies, hi, baby. Hi, baby. Like, this is what she says. Let me just stop right there briefly, okay? If you know Sarnetta, we all know Sarnetta records phone calls. We know that without your knowledge or your consent, okay? But in this one specific instance,
excuse me for 1 second, Your Honor, I would like to make a note for the record. We have submitted several petitions signed by hundreds of people in the community that do recognize that SANETER is locally known as a information like low-level scumbag, allegedly amongst the community for sneak recording people in a variety of ways and then holding that information over on them in later situations for extortion, blackmail, etc. So we have reason to believe that Ben is, in fact, being 100% authentic and telling the 100% truth in this moment. I just wanted to make sure for the record, we document there are plenty of witnesses out there that can substantiate various claims of being on three-way phone calls with various people on mute, sneaky in the background recording, and conversation, all these manner of trickery. So Brother Ben, we want to go ahead and allow you to finish and elaborate on that statement regarding that phone call.
Right. I mean, like I was saying, I think that one particular tactic of his backfired on him because he's too dull-witted to notice that when he said hello, she said, "Hi, baby." And SANETER reacted. He said, "Who's this?" And she said, "Oh, now it's who it is." Let's examine that. "Hi, baby. Who's this?" Now you dialing somebody's number. That's a cell phone. We're in the age of cell phones now. We're not dialing home phones where any random person can pick up. Everybody, for the most part, has an individualized, personalized cell phone. So he dialed her number. And let me just add to that he did say, "Let me call Nicki." So when she picked up and answered, "Hi, baby," that's not what he was expecting. He wasn't expecting that "hi, baby." So, and this is another reason why I know it was Nicki, because Nicki had a hell of a sarcastic wit. And when she said, "Oh, now it's who it is," she said, "This is Nicki. Who is this? Frankie Gary?"
Hello? Who is this?
Yeah, this is Nicki. Who's
Nicki. Nicki, how you doing?
So now for SANETER to act like he's never seen this person, never had no relationship, don't even know who she is. Why does he know Frank Gary?
Wow. And why come with the intimate, very, 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 very revealing. Why do you think SANETER hasn't played the rest of that phone call?
I mean, if what I know about Nicki stands true, she's a very strong-minded woman. And she's not going to lie for him. This took place, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't think she's going to lie for him. So on that phone call,
wait a minute. Are you? So you're going to vouch for Nicki? I'm going to ask you a very clear, precise question. Do you think, from what you know of, remember of, now mind you, people can change, so we're going to give you some room for the doubt. But do you think that she is the type of person that would help SANETER not only cover up his own molestation, pedophilia, ebophilia, but help SANETER to protect other potential abusers? Do you think Nicki would do that?
I don't think so. And I think that's why he didn't play the rest of that phone call, because she may have said some things in there that was outright incriminating for him. Because this is SANETER. Now let's talk about it. This is big, brash, loudmouth, junk talking SANETER. And if you had the phone call to clear your name, why are you procrastinating about playing that phone call? Why would you deliberately tell us you're not going to let us hear it like that? You want to bring Nicki up here live and direct. And here we are, I don't know how many months later, and you still haven't furnished a conversation with Nicki clearing his name.
Do you think SANETER prepared Nicki for that phone call?
I don't think he prepared her for the phone call because he was secretly recording her. And had he prepared her, I don't think she would have answered, "Hi, baby." But I don't think he prepared her. No.
In your opinion, should Sarnetta be found guilty today? Do you think that he could furnish this woman as a witness before the next court date?
I don't think he's going to furnish her. The evidence is overwhelming. You got to remember, you know, before we had DNA evidence, before we had forensic science, we had what's known as the eyewitness. I am the eyewitness. I am the guy that Sarnetta made the video about and said, I don't think Ben going to come out and do a video after this and wait till I do this and wait till I show y'all who Ben is and nobody likes him and all this other stuff. And then he plays a partial phone call from the woman that's alleged, but I know, but you play a partial phone call. More importantly, she does not deny the allegation.
Why did Nicki, in your honest opinion, not deny the allegations?
Well, I think she's just a very honest woman, you know, considering how we all grew up. Nobody was rich in Harlem. I think she's honest. I think 99% of the time she was honest with me. The only time she was dishonest is when she told me her name was Chanel, you know, but other than that, I had no reason to.
Okay, enough with the jokes. Listen, do you think that he will ever make Nicky Chanel available to be questioned by the community?
No. And if he does, I think he should present her before the community amongst the sisters of the conscious community and let the sisters of the conscious community interview Nicki, because it's not fair for the alleged victimizer to interview the alleged victim, in my opinion.
Why do you think, in your opinion, Sarnetta became so offensive, not defensive? Why did he have the approach, the response, the reaction that he had when the story broke? Again.
In my opinion, when the story broke and he knew it was coming from you, and why he became so offensive is because he has a love-hate relationship with the white man that he likes to refer to. And when he can't get things his way, he likes to run to the white man, like sign petitions to get vendors off of 125th Street, like call the FBI, in which he stated on other quote unquote activists in the community. So when he slandered you, for instance, Dr. Enqi, when he slandered Bambaataa, when he slandered the host of other names, he wasn't worried about nobody suing him. So now why is it when this alleged case takes place with him, he's so offensive he wants to run to the courts? No, Sarnetta, go get your camera, go do your investigative journalism and bring Nicki before the people so she can tell what happened. And we can all know who you are.
Well, with the courts actually being an extension of the people, if he was to actually sue you for slander, he would have to furnish Nicki to prove that what you're saying and proposing and alleging is in fact slander in court in front of people.
Correct. I hope he does produce Nicki. I really does. I mean, listen, bring her forward. So that way we can have the circle of sisters from the conscious community sit down with Nicki, and I bet you they'll get the truth out of her.
What do you think Sarnetta meant in that video? We all know the video I'm talking about, where he says that Enqi, quote unquote, in reference to the phone call where you called in and alleged that you saw him sneaking a baby up out of his room, and you saw the faces of guilt and shame, and you knew they were busted, and you knew the emotion. And even with the niece that you was dating, she was silent and looking away. And the smell in that moment, you knew that your relationship with him could never be the same again.
Correct.
You had witnessed something that transpired that you were not supposed to have witnessed.
Correct.
What do you think Sonetta meant in that video when he referred to that entire situation as bringing up old shit?
To me, that was another admission of guilt. And for someone to say bringing up old shit, you're inferring that it's a past event that took place.
For the record, Your Honor, I would like to just, for the record, I would just like it to be noted that the witness did in fact say an admission of guilt by the defendant, Sonetta. I just wanted the record to reflect at this time in the minutes, when they checked the minutes, this was a moment when the defendant is said to have made one of his various confessions, because he is known to be in altered states of mind and make confessions about various crimes that he has committed, as well as alleging and confessing to crimes that he has been covered up. He's been covering up and helping and harboring other team members in his association that are also guilty of pushing that poverty, pimping, anti-black power, child abuse, women abuse, fake identity salesman, nationality paperwork that been scamming black people in America for over 100 years. Hand to hand to hand, they've been scamming black people in this country, selling them fake nationality paperwork.
It shall be noted at 2 hours and 10 minutes and 9 seconds.
Thank you, Your Honor. But I'm going to ask you to rephrase your answer just for clarity one more time. Why do you think Sonetta referred to those allegations as bringing up old shit? Is he in fact, letting everyone in that moment know that these are real events? They're past events, old shit. But in fact, these are real events that have transpired. Is it your opinion, for the record, that is exactly what Frank Gary, aka Sonetta, the founder of the House of Alleged Pedophiles, is that exactly what he was thinking, allegedly?
Yes.
What do you think Nicki meant when she said he has nothing? Elaborate on that for us.
Again, I mean, looking at it from the sense of a potential crime and listening to Sonetta's voice and all three of us knowing the truth, she heard that concern in his voice. And I think she was trying to ease his concern and ease his nervousness, about coming out. So they have nothing. Easy, baby. I got you. I'm not going to say
nothing. All right. We get this shit. Okay, we get it. Why do you think he's guilty? Why do you think, in your opinion, that he's guilty?
Down as soon as I'm finished. So people will go on side and they'll copy the video. That's on the...
There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness.
Well, the whole situation, I was the one saying Sonetta is not responsible for Polight's situation.
Down as soon as I'm finished. So people will go on side and they'll copy the video. That's on the...
There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness.
Well, the whole situation, I was the one saying Sonetta is not responsible for Polight's situation.
Down as soon as I'm finished. So people will go on side and they'll copy the video. That's on the...
There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness.
Well, the whole situation, I was the one saying Sonetta is not responsible for Polight's situation. Well, I just did a video and highlighting Enqi, talking about you. Well, I just did a video and highlighting Enqi, talking about you. Well, I just did a video and highlighting Enqi, talking about you. Well, the whole situation, I was the one saying Sonetta is not responsible for Polight's situation.
To me is when people say no accountability. Accountability to fucking what, Q? Explain that to me.
when people say, you know, not everybody say it, but you know, you got a few people that say no accountability. I don't know. What's crazy to me is when people say no accountability. Accountability to fucking what, Q? Explain that to me. When people say, you know, not everybody say it, but you know, you got a few people that say no accountability. That man, a man is responsible for his own deeds and actions, Q. His own deeds and actions, man.
We understand.
People are trying to make it look like when Polight came around, SANETER, and you know why they doing that? Because yes, I was the only one on the video with him. But when I'm videotaping Polight, especially outside, do you know how many people is around us? Red pill, blue pill, Sutek. You don't see them because I'm not showing it on them. I'm filming Polight, bro. And sometime in my house, you have red pill, blue pill sitting on the side. Or sometimes it's Sutek sitting on the side. But they acting like SANETER's the only one that been with this motherfucker. That's the shit that's killing me right now. That y'all don't know, Q. That's why y'all be saying shit that y'all don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. Red pill, blue pill, they was out there with me every goddamn day. When Polight would come by and I'm filming. Larry, Sutek, red pill, blue pill, sometimes the Moors will come back and be around. That's why you will see the Moors even having discussions with them on the video. SANETER is not exclusive. It's just SANETER and Polight together in a fucking corner. No, Q, that's not the way it went down, bro.
I don't know why you telling me this.
Because I'm trying to let you know. So
why
are they trying to make it look like, oh, son, that's because that's what they seen on camera.
No, son, this is why
everybody was around the dude, not just SANETER.
Saying is this, there'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness. That's facts. That's true. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness. That's facts. That's true. In your world. No, it's not in my world. It's in everybody else's world. Now, after all that shit you had, you still wasn't no motherfucking body until you came on my side. Facts. All that shit you talking, my man, I put you all over the fucking world, Polight. Brother, you've been doing it locally. I took your ass globally.
Down as soon as I'm finished. So people will go on side and they'll copy the video. That's on the...
There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness.
Well, the whole situation, I was the one saying SANETER is not responsible for Polight's situation.
All that shit you talking, my man, I put you all over the fucking world, Polight. Brother, you've been doing it locally. I took your ass globally. There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness. That's facts. That's true. But what I'm saying is this. There'd be no fucking Polight had it not came through the House of Consciousness. That's facts. That's true. In your world. No, it's not in my world. It's in everybody else's world. Now, after all that shit you had, you still wasn't no motherfucking body until you came on my side. Facts. All that shit you talking, my man, I put you all over the fucking world, Polight. Brother, you've been doing it locally. I took your ass globally.
Lost it up again. We were supposed to go out, but now we're stuck at home. Maybe you could call us at 1-800-PHONE-SEXY and turn our frowns upside down. Nothing beats a man that can carry on a good conversation. We can talk about anything all night long. So call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY to talk to the hottest women around. You might never hang up, but don't worry, your first 5 minutes are free. Kick off date night the right way and call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY now.
I don't think SANETER is guilty. I know SANETER is guilty. Okay, I put my fucking head on a chopping block that nigga is guilty.
I object.
Stop cursing in my courtroom, Van Diesel, or I will have to hold you in contempt of.
Sorry about that.
You have to find a way to articulate yourself without cursing. Thank you.
My bad.
Brother Ben Diesel, in your humble opinion, why do you believe SANETER is guilty?
I don't believe or think Sonetta is guilty. I know Sonetta is guilty. I know what was told to me by Nicky Chanel about her having an older boyfriend at the time. And I know what my eyes witnessed. I know who I saw coming out of that bedroom. So I swore on my grandmother's Bible that's been in the family over 80 years, you know, to tell the truth. So I'm speaking the truth to power. I know he's guilty because the character of Brother Polight is something that Sonetta looked at as him living vicariously through Michael Nowak. Polight to provide these sexual fantasies with younger women that he loves. So that's why he defends Brother Polight. That's why he protects him. That's why he's not talking about this situation. And that's why he's trying to act like he really has nothing to do with it. But the truth of the matter is Sonetta is an older version of Polight who just hasn't been caught.
Let me interject. Prosecutor Enqi, if you do not stop cursing, you might go in.
Brother Diesel.
I'm listening.
Why do you think, objection, Your Honor?
What is your objection?
The witness is speaking out of turn.
Overruled. Get to the
Brother Diesel, for the brothers and sisters of the community, we need to start bringing this session to closure. Why do you think Sonetta has yet to put Nicky Chanel on film in an open panel forum?
Sonetta will never present Nicky because the edict was already put out that he should not be the one to interview her. It should be a circle of sisters like Queen's Throne, like a Michi X, like a Neo X. Let's have them, and they're all survivors. So who would be more fitting to talk to Nicky about this subject and this topic? Not the alleged victimizer, but a group of women who are strong enough, intelligent enough, because they overcame this matter. And Sonetta will never let them get their hands on Nicky. So I don't think he's going to furnish her. And he's going to try to make it my word versus his. But here's the thing. I've never sold drugs, never used drugs, never been to jail. It's A1 in my community, on my square. So if it's my word versus his, we're talking about a former crackhead, an ex-convict, so forth, so on, a liar, a deceiver, a manipulator versus me. And anybody that knows me in the community,
Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor.
Lied to them. Knows that I haven't told any
stories. Objection.
If Ben Diesel is not going to tell the whole truth, then he is going to have to refrain from telling half truths in the courtroom.
In what regard?
You cannot call Frank Gary a crackhead without revealing the heroin use and the rampant other use of heavy drugs that went on for decades.
Do you have adequate proof and evidence that he is a drug addict?
As well as a large amount of cocaine that has entered his nostrils.
I mean, Your Honor, I would base that on his arrest record.
My record said crack, narcotic. Oh, you're gonna find this Sonetta in jail, locked up, smoking crack. Crack. My name was Doc back in the days. I wasn't a gangster. I was just all about smoking crack. Y'all see my record. Only thing you're gonna find on my rap sheet is drugs, crack, and assault. Sonetta is running a drug cartel in the HOK.
I believe also, this is my opinion, that there is a sex ring going on in the conscious community. And Sonetta and Polight and some of these other brothers are the ringleader of it. In reality, I believe that Polight's first wife, Amunet, is, you know, the boss bitch behind the scenes. Now, I don't know if she can really, you know, G-check the fuck out of Polight or whatever and have him sit his ass down and shut the fuck up. But she does run the chicks and the young girls in that what we would call a stable. Let's be honest here. This is a pimp type of operation that's going on.
I was arrested for smoking crack.
He does use a lot of drugs, and when you look at his arrest record, it was nothing but controlled substances and possession of a controlled substance. So there is proof, Your Honor.
And that is facts. I do have his criminal record, and I have reviewed it. And yes, he has several charges for very, very small amounts of drugs, which is representative of somebody that possibly uses. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry. So as a petty drug user, has there ever been any evidence of his petty drug use affecting anyone around him?
Yes. He had a brother who passed away. Peace and blessings be on his soul. But his brother was an addict. And it was brought to my attention that he became an addict watching his brother, Frankie. He introduced his brothers to drugs. So his brother passed away an addict. And I had a chance to meet his brother. I used to see his brother in New York City. He was a train beggar, for lack of a better term. He would be on the train panhandling for money.
Are you in fact identifying the gentleman that was caught smoking crack multiple times in the back of the 4 train and the D train as related to SANETER?
Yes. That person was his brother, Ricky.
If SANETER, with that being said, because I think the weight of what you're testifying to today, the gravity, it's an alleged ring based on the trauma of this man. Have you ever heard of any evidence of this man in fact being molested himself?
I've only heard what he put out recently. I've never heard nothing in the past about any trauma in that regard with him. I only heard what he put out recently.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Please clarify your statements for the court. Are you saying that SANETER has in fact admitted to the public that he himself was getting molested before becoming a molester himself?
From what he posted on his social media page, yes.
Judge, for the record, we want to go ahead and recognize that there are videos of SANETER confessing to touching family members as well as to various other sexually deviant acts within the community. And we want the court to go ahead and show the video of said acts, said admissions, said confessions, so that nothing that we state here on the record will be wasted on the ears of the public.
That information should be entered in as evidence.
Now, when I was younger, I myself was molested. I myself was molested by a woman, by an older female who were older than me. I think by 5 years, 5 or 4 years. I'm not even going to put a name out there because I still see her to this day. She is a New York City bus driver, and I see her, you know, and she sees me, but she never looks me in my eyes. I remember, and I know you remember, you know. But what happened with me is that it didn't hurt me like it hurt other people. I'm just being honest with y'all. It didn't hurt me because I'm glad it was a woman and not a male. Check. Now, some people might say, Saw, hold on, Saw. What are you talking? I'm saying, at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young, but it was a woman who, you know, put me on her and stuff like that and was telling me what to do and how to do it and all of that. So I wasn't no little kid. I think I was about like maybe 13, 14, 13. Yeah, around that age. And she was older, about like maybe 19 to 20. So, hey, that's the facts. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Shit, I ain't tell nobody. I ended up knocking on the door saying, can you do it again? You know what I'm saying? That was a joke, man. That was a joke. That was a joke. See, everybody gonna take that and run with it. That's a joke, man. Y'all was supposed to bust out laughing on that.
And then you touched them. And then, and as the time of they going, their legs is moving open, they moving open their legs, and they, man, I get on some real shit with y'all, boy. Ain't nothing like having sisters, boy. Woo, I miss my sisters. They all grown now, we all grown now. But yeah, those were the good old days. I wish I could bring them days back, boy. Woo, if there's any days I bring back, it'll be growing up. I remember having the bunk beds and all that shit. Y'all remember that shit? Talk about it. Let's keep it real, brothers. For those of y'all who is out there, tell me if I'm lying. You know, your sister friends come through, y'all out there, y'all having fun, and they playing sleep, and they play sleep with you, right? Y'all already know what it is. They play sleep, and you know, we all growing up, man, that's all I'm gonna tell you. They play sleep, and then you touch them, and then, and as the time of they going, their legs is moving open, they moving open their legs, and they, man, I get on some real shit with y'all, boy. Ain't nothing like having sisters, boy. Woo, I miss my sisters. They all grown now, we all grown now. But yeah, those was the good old days. Y'all already know what it is. They play sleep, and you know, we all growing up, man, that's all I'm gonna tell you. They play sleep, and then, some of y'all watch me today. Saw is out of control. Talk about it. I'm in control. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of life, of real shit. The brothers that's out there, I'm not the only one. Boy, oh boy. That's why I ain't gonna call no names. I'm not the other brothers be like, yo, man, word, son. Word, I used to do that shit too, son. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all know how that shit go. And so, I see my son now, and I look at my son, and the mother be cut back.
And so, I see my son now, and I look at my son, and the mother be cut back.
And so, I see my son now, and I look at my son, and the mother be cut back.
Guess what? I'm gonna tell you something, Hassan. My mom's was raped as a young lady, she was 13 years old, Hassan. You see that? My mom's was raped as a 13-year-old girl when she was 13 years old. She just recently told me that story. And I asked her, I said, Mom, why you ain't tell me this a long time ago? She said, I remember you saying, how do you tell somebody that? Like, she wanted to make sure she tell me that before she move on. You know, she's not moving on, but I'm just saying, she just wanted to make sure she get that out to me. And I asked her that over this past weekend. Like, why you ain't been tell us that? You know?
If SANETER does not delete Polight and all the other alleged and or convicted predators, abusers, as well as sexual abusers from his platform, what does that say to you, Brother Ben, about his guilt? And for clarity, what I mean specifically is, what does it mean that Brother SANETER knows that there are men on his platform that have been accused of sexual allegations, that have been convicted of sexual allegations? SANETER is on the record saying that in many occasions, he has been letting convicted pedophiles sleep with his children overnight at the house for lecture purposes.
Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga. been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child. Got your address, I got your name associated with all that, bitch. I got a fucking hell of a team.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute.
Right.
Time out, everybody. Time out. Let me say this real quick while you getting your pictures up there, brother.
Oh, it's already up
first
there.
thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the Mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The Mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times. Him, his family, his children.
I want y'all to know that this is not your brother's first time going through this. I've been through this before. There has been people trying to take me down before, but I understand what's going on. I see what's going on with people's channels and how they need to get subscribers and how they find a way where they can come up. I understand that. I don't know how many times that I have said to you, y'all heard me say it, and I'm going to say it again. We don't condone pedophilia. Simple as that. I have said it before. If Polight is guilty, I will be the first one to come out and say they need to put a bed beside Dr. York and put that nigga in the bed with Dr. York and throw away the key. I said that. But I have also said, because I got to be smart in my approach and learn from what I did last time. What I did last time was came out and spoke on Polight. Yes, I did that. Oh, you called him Baby York or Pedophile York or Dr. York. Yes, I did that. We was banging. We was beefing. I did all of that. But did you have any knowledge of any of that, Sarnetta? No. When people say, Sarnetta, you knew. I knew just as much as you know today. The way y'all going in today already convicted him. I did that shit years ago. And that's why I said I'm no longer going to do the same thing I did that I did yesterday. But y'all don't understand it. You know? You don't understand it. 4 years ago, I don't know when it was, 3 to 4 years ago, I came out on Polight. Me and Polight was banging. We was beefing at each other. I came out on Polight. I banged on him hard body. I'm trying to hurt him verbally. He's trying to hurt me verbally. I came out and accused him and said those things I said about him. About, oh, you Baby York. Oh, you pedophile. I got witnesses that knew and know the same thing I know today. But guess what? Nobody had the heart to come out and get at Polight about it. I did. I banged on Polight about it. I banged on his ass and live on the air. If anybody knows Sarnetta, they should know Sar don't give a fuck. If you get him mad, he will go in and do what he do. Yes, I did that. Am I wrong for it? I would probably say yes, I'm wrong now that I'm looking back at it, because when I came out, it should have been public knowledge. Where did you get that information from, Sarnetta? I got it from the internet when the police put up a report about Polight was already, I think they said he was comprehended for something like that.
I got it from the internet when the police put up a report about Polight was already, I think they said he was comprehended for something like that.
I got it from the internet when the police put up a report about Polight was already, I think they said he was comprehended for something like that.
There's a brother by the name of Joel. But if you got Joel's contact number, hit him up and ask Joel, did he knew about that situation that went down with Polight? I talked about it. I came out and banged on him. That's what I mean when I say I'm not going to do the same thing I did yesterday. You want to tear down Sarnetta. You want to tear down the House of Consciousness. So when I say, yeah, nigga, I got more smoke for you, I'm bluffing. I didn't know as much as you know today. I'll stand with you toe to toe and let you know that if Polight is fucking guilty, I will be standing side by side with all of you. I do not condone pedophilia. Okay, he said, nah, sir, you been new polite when he said, saw footage of you saying, I told you I said that. Goddamn, where you been at? I told you I said that. Let me go over that again. Nah, sir, you been new about polite. All I knew was what you niggas know today. The same way that y'all coming out today on polite, guess what? I did the same shit 3 years ago. I did that 3 to 4 years ago. What you doing today, man? What if this shit get thrown out? You niggas gonna look just like I did 3 years ago. And I don't wanna look stupid and dumb like I did 3 years ago. The only fucking thing, now I came out without no fucking knowledge. I came out and I said everything that you said I said, but I didn't have no knowledge of it. I got it from the internet when the police put up a report about Polight was already, I think they said he was comprehended for something like that. You can find the goddamn information online if you look hard enough and dig it up. That's where I got the information from. I got it from the internet when the police put up a report about Polight was already, I think they said he was comprehended for something like that. I got it from there. The nigga was arrested, yo. So if he was arrested during that time, that's telling you that the information is out there. They threw the motherfucking shit out. Simple as that. I know you want me to bang on him. I know it. And I will if that shit comes out guilty.
Simple as that. I know you want me to bang on him. I know it. And I will if that shit comes out guilty.
Simple as that. I know you want me to bang on him. I know it. And I will if that shit comes out guilty.
And the reason I came out and said what I said at that time, because I was hot and I was heated. And I said, nah, nigga, we banging. I'm going in. That's what SANETER did. It was many of us knew this shit, but they didn't come out. I came out. I did that shit. Not nobody else. Your brother did it. It's not my niece. See, y'all don't even, all you got to do is go and get the files. It's not my niece. It was my wife, cousin's boyfriend, man's daughter. Not my niece, family. It wasn't my niece. So let's get it right. When I did come out and make that statement, here's the question. What did you do about it? Let's start there. What did you do about it? You can't say you didn't know because I told you. Huh? Check. I never been around that nigga or Polight when he's with these women. I'm simply telling you, I'm not jumping out the window. That shit happened in February. Me and my wife took a trip to Miami in June. And you say, yo, I'm not here to defend SANETER. I'm not getting into SANETER shit. What the fuck? You niggas are weak to me. Weak as bitches, man. I stand up for you niggas. I promote you bitches. But you niggas think SANETER's making money. All of you bitches. All of you niggas. You got bitches controlling your fucking mind. You don't have the backbone. You turned your motherfucking back on me, nigga. But I never turned my back on you when you needed me the most. But this right here really shows me, and this is what the Most High, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want if you believe it or not. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. This shows you, the Most High shows you who is for you and who the fuck is against you. This bitch, I don't know what her name is, but this bitch gets up there and going, I'm going to be looking for everything that you got, SANETER. Be my guest. I will help you. The only thing you're going to find out on SANETER is he was in jail for cutting the motherfucking nose halfway off.
All these people talking that shit about SANETER. When you look up your brother SANETER record, you don't see no petty thief. You don't see no child molestation, no going to court for beating down a woman, none of that. What would you see on my record? Now keep it real. You will see an assault and you will see drugs. Because I was a young kid out there dealing with drugs. I'll give that up. That's what you will see. That's what my record is. My record is an assault where I cut this goddamn Negro nose off. My mom's and her boyfriend gets into a fight. Okay. I'm home. I'm living on 128th Street. I'm just coming in the house and I see them arguing and fighting and I see the dude hit my mom's. I immediately ran to the kitchen, got a knife, and I hit him. Boom, I gave him a buck across the face. and he was bleeding, and my mom started screaming, and you know how they do. Oh, why you do that? Why you cut him? You know, she started flipping on me after that, like, why you do that? I'm like, Mom, I can't see no man hitting you. So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off. Where I cut this goddamn Negro nose off.
Where I cut this goddamn Negro nose off.
Where I cut this goddamn Negro nose off.
So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
His nose was hanging off. Why did you do that, Sarnetta? Because I come home one day and I see this nigga about my age in the face of my mama. And it looked like he was getting ready to swing on my mama. He's bigger than me too. And so I went and grabbed my weapon. And I came out like, oh, swish, cut the nigga nose off. And he had like three. It was three of them all together. And when people see the blood, the rest runs, you know? So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
So yeah, I hit him with the knife. I think I cut damn near his ear off.
His nose was hanging off. Why did you do that, Sarnetta?
His nose was hanging off. Why did you do that, Sarnetta?
His nose was hanging off. Why did you do that, Sarnetta?
You might find some drugs, because I was into that game. Let me deal with this. Zion Lex. Zion Lex. Didn't you know Nasi Yashavel got caught up into some molestation shit when he was in Brooklyn? Well, guess what? Zion Lex knew about it. He did it again. And his wife came out, and now where is Nasi Yashavel? Nobody knows. Check. You knew that Nasi was guilty for pedophilia when he was in Brooklyn, New York, in the same school with you, but he did it again, and he got caught. Y'all got me drinking Corona and shit. Because I'm like, man, I'm stressing the fuck out. I thought these motherfuckers loved me, all your people, all right? But y'all got me drinking Corona. Africa Bambaataa. Everybody knows by now about Africa Bambaataa, right? Let's move it on. The Mighty Hebrew. Everybody should know by now about the Mighty Hebrew, but he's still over there with Zion Lex. He's been convicted and charged. I'm gonna say it again. He's been convicted and charged and found guilty and did time. Came home for a year and a half, and they took him back in because he violated. And they came out and said the woman took her plea back, and that's why he was able to get in with some of the Hebrew Israelites. But guess what, family? That was a lie. The sister never took her plea back. She never did. He still got that shit on his fucking record.
He was naked. I take bath with my kids. I'm naked with my kids. I have sex in front of my kids. I'll never be ashamed of sex. My son be breastfeeding. I'll be making love to his mom. That's me, bro. That's how I get down around kids. I try to keep their purity. I don't want to take their purity away by covering myself up. They're going to be ashamed to cover themselves up. And I'm pure at heart. So who can think in your mind, if I let another kid here, I'm going to have to change the way I am so that your kid can be comfortable around me? No, I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. That's how I get down around kids. I try to keep their purity. I don't want to take their purity away by covering myself up. They're going to be ashamed to cover themselves up, and I'm pure at heart. So who can think in your mind, if I let another kid here, I'm going to have to change the way I am so that your kid can be comfortable around me? No, I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. My son comes up and grabs my penis. I let him grab my penis. My son comes up and grabs my penis. I let him grab my penis. I let him grab my penis. I had sex with his mom. I'm making love to his mother. After I'm done, I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. My son comes up and grabs my penis. I let him grab my penis. I had sex with his mom. I'm making love to his mother. After I'm done, I'm laying there chilling. He grabbed my penis. and he's playing with my penis. I let that happen.
Hold on.
About sex with men, unless we're talking about health, like family and marriage and how you should make love to your children. I mean,
y'all heard that? We gotta go back.
I've never done any porn. I've never talked about sex with men, unless we're talking about health, like family and marriage and how you should make love to your children.
Exactly. That's on your mind, bitch. Hold up. Fuck all this behind the screen shit right now. Child, did y'all hear that? Hold on, let's go back. One more time, because I know I heard it. Hold on.
You standing outside any porn shops with picket signs. You want to go for the black woman, huh? These hoes. Mind your own fucking business. And I'm gonna tell you, I've never been on OnlyFans. I've never done any porn. I've never talked about sex with men, unless we're talking about health, like family and marriage and how you should make love to your children. I mean,
wow, that to me is crazy. Like, for real? Wow.
Make love to your husband.
You don't never, like, people don't just fuck up and say that shit. She said, make love to your children. Bruh, that wasn't on accident. That was not on accident.
Picket signs. You want to go for the black woman, huh? These hoes. Mind your own fucking business. But I'm gonna tell you, I've never been on OnlyFans. I've never done any porn. I've never talked about sex with men, unless we're talking about health, like family.
That's a lie, because you was sending motherfuckers your nudes, so obviously sex was the topic. But listen.
And marriage and how you should make love to your children. I mean, make love to your husband.
That wasn't on accident. That was not on accident. You did not just say that on accident. You know, I'm petty as hell. Let's just listen to that one more time.
I've never talked about sex with men, unless we're talking about health, like family and marriage and how you should make love to your children. I mean, make love to your husband.
That is suspect as fuck to me. And that's why I don't trust you ultimately. Like, you're weird as fuck.
But also putting your own sperm in your own mouth, that's homosexual too. No sweat. Well, brother. No sweat. Brother. Oh no, I got you. No sweat. Let me wait. Let me go further. Let me go. You would put your sperm in your own mouth.
Let me go further.
Okay, no sweat.
SANETER is not the earth.
I got you. No
And
sweat.
neither am I. So you will not find anyone, any adherent to Kemetic spirituality that says that you should put your seed in your mouth.
No sweat.
Okay.
But that ain't really my point. I'm just glad that y'all both said this putting sperm in your mouth is not homosexual. You fucked up bad.
No, it's not.
You fucked up bad.
No, it's not.
But God, Phil,
See, let me tell you what happened. He said, if a man have his own sperm in his mouth, means he's a homosexual. I said, no, that's not what it means.
So free.
If you look up the word homosexual and see what homosexual means, it means when you are committing sexual acts with a man, with another man, with a woman, with another woman. That's number one. See, but y'all so weak, not you, Garfield, but y'all so weak, y'all don't understand. He was talking about Jed and how Jed shot, when Jed represents the earth. That's
Exactly.
I'm not understanding. They don't understand. Like, you know that you hear the Hebrews always say, we don't understand the Bible. Don't they say that?
Yep.
Oh, brother.
So free.
They don't understand ancient Kemetic science. Now, everybody knows that I'm not talking about if a man puts sperm and suit in another man's mouth. Of course, that's homosexuality. But that's not what I was saying. Everybody knows how to twist it and turn it to try to make it fit their story.
But also putting your own sperm in your own mouth, that's homosexual too. No sweat. Well, but also putting your own sperm in your own mouth, that's homosexual too. No sweat. Well,
what I was saying was, for example, let me give you an example. If my sperm was to somehow accidentally go into my mouth, if my sperm was to somehow accidentally go into my mouth. If my sperm was to somehow accidentally go into my mouth. What do you mean accidentally, Sanetta? Let's say I had a wet dream and my hands is wet, and somehow I'm sleeping and you know, I touch my mouth, sleeping, and you know, I touch my mouth, sleeping, and you know, I touch my mouth, and it's in my mouth. Does that mean I'm a homosexual now?
What? I ain't gay. What are you talking about? You took me to that club. So they play good music. Well, what about our trip to San Francisco then? I wanted to go shopping. But you made love to me. No, first of all, you sucked my.
And you told everybody to get the fuck out the dressing room, that you needed it for a little second. And me and my homeboy / homegirl was in the dressing room with you, and we sucked that dick.
That went up in my backside when I was young, but it was a woman. So hold on, sir. What are you talking? I'm saying at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young. So hold on, sir. What are you talking? I'm saying at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young, but it was a woman. But it was a woman. So hold on, sir. What are you talking? I'm saying at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young, but it was a woman. So hold on, sir. What are you talking? I'm saying at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young. So hold on, sir. What are you talking? I'm saying at least I'm blessed that it wasn't a goddamn man that went up in my backside when I was young, but it was a woman. But it was a woman.
His hand in his thighs, right? And his wife would come in, and she would have to have an erection, upon which he would be laid back on a. They show him he would be laid. First, he's standing straight. All right, let's say that this way. And his wife would come in, kneel on an altar before him, and it was her job to bring him to an erection. You know what I'm saying? You want to know the story? I'll tell you the story. All right, she would bring him to an erection, upon which he would make a full circle and end up on his back and lay on a pillow-like thing in a jungle, which would mean he's laying here, right? And is there. You may see this in some of the stories they show up on the sky and on the ground laying with his penis fully erected. That statues of it carved, you can find. And what would happen is he would spread his legs, penis is erected, he's laying this way. His wife would leave the temple with the high priestess women after he's erected, and they had these priests. They would straddle his penis. You know what I'm saying? This is part of one of their rituals. It doesn't mean every ritual that took place in Egypt is part of our ritual. You know what I'm saying? They would straddle. They had a whole bunch of priests that went into the sacred chamber, right? And this is how they vowed loyalty to the great God, Amun. This is how they vowed loyalty to the great God, Amun.
What does that say? If this man is unwilling to remove all of the videos from his platform of these various individuals that have been convicted and alleged of various forms of terrorism against women and children in our community, Brother Ben, what do you think that says about him, that he continues to try to feed his family on the blood and tears of ours?
If Sanetta does not, disavow his platform from Polight, Michael Nowak, the mentally disordered sex offender, and the other predators, such as Nature Boy, what's the mighty Hebrew?
Ali Muhammad.
Yes, all of these guys. If he does not disavow himself from those people, if he does not pull the videos of Michael Nowak, we should be trying to scrub the internet of Michael Nowak. Michael Nowak shouldn't even exist any longer in anybody's mind other than his own family, because we should be scrubbing him from our mental Rolodex in existence. If SANETER does not do this, then that means he is guilty. And this is why he protects Michael Nowak, because Michael provided these sexual fantasies for him. Michael has dirt on him that he's fearful of him coming out with. So there was a lot of shenanigans taking place between SANETER and Polight. And these two like to record each other. They like to record everything. So only God knows what's on tape that's stopping SANETER from just outright coming out and fully condemning Polight. Not, I don't mess with him. Not, I hate that nigga. Not, he should be put in front of a firing squad. The same intensity, the same fever that you gave everybody else when they was accused. Now that this sexually, mentally disordered sex offender has been caught and convicted and is now in prison, you should be doing a flamethrowing roast on this character. So if SANETER does not disavow for the record, it shows that he is partially, he is 7/8 guilty, because he provided the platform. That was his platform, HOK.
So Brother Ben, I must go further, just for clarity. Victims. And when I say victims, I don't mean just like victims of sexual abuse or pedophilia or whatever. Just victims of all forms of abuse, whether it's, violence, like what we know Ali Muhammad for allegedly, or the sexual kind, like we know Brother Polight and Nature Boy for allegedly. SANETER seems to have a particular aggressive way of dealing with victims, whether it's Tyreek Noel, who was mortified that day on the bench.
But see, when you see, I'm speaking on behalf of the children or the people that had to testify, or that testified.
That had to testify based on what that he did do something to them.
Well, I say had to testify because some people didn't testify. So some people felt that that they had to do this, like it's something that they had to do. For me, it felt like it was something that I had to do, because one, like I told you, both of my sisters went through the same thing I went through. He has sex with them, and
At what ages?
At what ages? I mean, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. It was, if I could confirm people that I could strongly confirm, it would be about 15 or 20 people.
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 children were being molested, we have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. Young too? How come they're free to testify about it?
You understand the adults were separated from their children.
You mean to tell the world that none of these children had enough sense in their mind to go tell their parent that this isn't right? I've been touched sexually, I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused all of this to come out? First, you hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
You hear nothing from nobody. Then you hear something from everybody, all at the same time.
They might not have been the medium to talk to anybody about the situation.
Not even their parents.
I mean, that's part, of course. I could have told my mother.
We chose not to.
It's not that I chose not to. To really explain it would really take a lot. But I mean, you're not really yourself when you're not. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no esteem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no. You know what I'm saying? You can't even face, like, my mother had to, when she found out from my sister and she came to me and asked me about it, and I still really couldn't even tell her. I had to say, well, I had sex with the girl and he was there. And that was my way of telling her that, yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's when the initial conversation, and this is like 2 weeks before we left. it was something I was under. I couldn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. It was something that held me to not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked up to him as my dad, because I looked up to him as the person that he was. I thought he was a God figure. I thought he, you know.
Why do you think he's locked up for 135 years, underground 60 feet, in a super max penitentiary?
Underground 60 feet in a super max penitentiary.
Underground 60 feet in a super max penitentiary.
There's a misconception that this facility is underground. It is not. The only piece of this facility that's underground is a small portion of this tunnel. And what it's doing is it's going underneath the fence line. That way we don't have a break in the perimeter fence, and then we don't have a vulnerable part that we have to secure or defend in another way. But other than that, the rest of the facility is completely above ground.
I would respect a wolf. If I was a sheep, I would respect a wolf that approached me and tried to hunt me down than a wolf that came in sheep clothing.
My whole argument in this whole situation is, should people be locked up based on what people believe? I got the right to be angry. You know why? Because the Lord promises me something different. The Lord promises me that we will lock people up beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's what the Lord promises me.
Yeah. But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people made the decision.
It's not. So what's the point?
If you want to fight for
it's your matter of opinion if you would have
fight
took the
for it
plea
for
or not.
another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to.
We can hear you fine, Tariq.
All right. Peace to the panel. Peace, Aneta. You know, I just want to ask a question about the interview that you had with Dr. Reggie when he interviewed you, and you was talking about the Poppy situation. My question is, you know, because you mentioned my case and my story, and that how you have a ledge on it because, you know, you said that you didn't know or you don't believe me. So
I said I don't believe you.
Well, you alluded to like you don't know for sure. That's
right.
Why you put a ledge.
Did you hear me say I don't believe you, Brother Tariq? Did I say to you? Did I say that I don't believe you? I said that.
What do you remember what you said?
I'm asking you. You question it. You asking me the question.
Okay. You may not have used that particular word. You said you alluded to the fact that you didn't know for sure, so you put a legend on it.
I'm not one to just take people's word for it. But guess what? I will give you the platform to tell your story to the masses of the people. That don't mean I got to believe in all of that. You see? But I'm not the one to go for everything and listen to what everybody say.
You know, this is not something comfortable for me to do or come out and say, but I'm doing it for a greater cause. All right, well, just look at this. Polight, you basically made Polight. Polight is studied under Malachi York. You know, he called himself the son of Malachi York. You know, Prince York is you know, was on your channel a lot, and he's a, you know, a mainstay somewhat. You know, that's the son of Malachi York. There's a lot of ex-Nuwapians that's through the House of Consciousness, so on and so forth. So it's a part of the community. It's a part of what's going on in reality, and there's the truth, and nobody seems to want to actually get to the truth. You may just be the media, but I have to live with it, and it puts the victims' lives in a certain kind of jeopardy because you have somebody saying that he's innocent and it was framed. And we all have mutual friends or whatever the case might be, but they thinking that we out here lying. Last week, one of the victims in an unrelated situation passed away. You know, in a carjacking, got shot in the head. She had 3 kids, and she had a master's degree. But she grew up in a land just like all of us, and she was also a child molested victim. So it's like, so, you know, like, to me, it's real. Like, her story will never be told again because she's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? And people are talking about, you know, going around the issue and stuff like that. So it just, like, when things are done like that, it puts us in a position, you know, because we're out here telling the truth. So it puts us in a fragile position because we don't have the people you know, looking to find the truth. Is like it still makes it look like a conspiracy and so on and so forth. And I think, you know, like, it's so much information out there, it's already it should have been already addressed. You know, he pled guilty. There's a lot. There's this transcript. There's all this information that's out there. You know, and then you got people like Polight and Prince York and other Nwapians. And I don't hate Nwapians, but they are telling people, you know, they're giving people a lie. You know, like we're affected by it because this is our life. You know what I'm saying? And we go through this. Like, you guys don't have to deal with what we went through. Like, we got to walk that walk.
It is not my job to rally behind you and say, yeah, he did it. No, my job is to put your story before the world.
They got medical documents to back that shit up. He under the jail. He ain't in a jail cell. He in a jail cell under the jail.
Sister, there you go again. We speak on things we don't know. I checked it out. He is not in jail for molesting. That's not what he in jail for. Tariq, let me ask you one question. Is Dr. York doing time because of child molestation? Yes or no?
Yes, and I will answer that because he's doing time for child molestation, racketeering, trafficking. It's
no,
all multiple counts. It's not one count. There's not one count.
And then the people show you different through the records. Come on, brother. You got to keep it real, brother.
We have Mr. Morgan on the panel with us tonight. How you doing tonight, Chuck?
Oh, peace and blessings. How are you?
I'm fine. You had a question you wanted to ask, Si?
Well, it wasn't necessarily a question. It was just something I wanted to just add on to what the brother Tariq was trying to point out in regards to something also that you brought up in reference to what Malachi York was convicted of.
Yes.
And one of the best sources to get the facts on what exactly he was found guilty on, you can, if anyone has access or gets a PACER account, and what that is it gives you access to any and all federal documents, court proceedings, and the results of convictions, etc. So in case 5-02CR00027, you have document 362 filed of November 4th. It's only 3 pages, and it gives a complete list of what York was convicted of. So you have 1, conspiracy to commit racketeering violations, which he received 240 months for. Racketeering acts, 240 months. Conspiracy to transport minors in interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity. Conspiracy to travel interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity with minors. And conspiracy to structure cash transactions to evade currency transactions reporting, which were required, which he got 60 months for. So the majority of what Malachi received in the federal conviction was 540 months on counts 4, 5, and 6, because he was found guilty on 11 of 13 counts in the federal. Transporting minors in interstate commerce for unlawful sexual activity, that's where he received the 540 months. Travel interstate commerce to engage in unlawful sexual activity with minors, he received 180 months. So if we were to go down the list, he received a total of 1,620 months or 135 years. And this was under the Federal Mann Act. And the Mann Act was known once as the White Slavery Trafficking Act. So what the FBI was able to do was, because there's no federal statute on child molestations as a statement or term, they were able to use this Mann Act, which dealt with children, women being used and across state lines for sexual activity. And that's how the government was able to get him on that, because in the state case, of course, he pled guilty to the 200 plus counts, which are not necessarily the 200 people, but just the various counts, which consisted of anal sex. It consisted of digital penetration, which is fingering, and so on and so on. So and the total of those counts, York pled guilty. And the only reason he pled guilty was because when his blood work was returned, it found that he had the herpes simplex 2 virus, which several of the victims also had.
Neo-X or Queen's Throne even. I mean, he has violated the judge.
Neil Love and Funky Throne, I don't believe them no more. I don't.
All right, so he won't say Neo X because he keep thinking about that lawsuit shit. So he not saying Neo X. I at first, when he first said it, I was like, who the fuck is Neo Love? Like, I'm thinking it's a new fucking person. I'm sitting there looking at the phone, who's Neo Love? You know what I'm saying? So Neo Love is me, y'all. Neo Love, however the fuck he keep saying. Neo Love is me. Even the audience went back and put in the chat that who he was talking about. So even his audience knew who he was talking about. So I just want you to know this. He talking about, and then when he say Funky Throne, he talking about Queen Throne.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I caught him. But we know who Funky. It ain't Queen Throne. I ain't finna say a name, but we already know who got a reputation. And it ain't the Queen who got the reputation for being a little funky. But we gonna keep that comment to ourselves. We know one of your family members told us who the funky one really is. But let me keep on going.
Neil Love, and Funky Throne, I don't believe them no more. I don't believe that they was ever molested. And the reason I don't, and Funky Throne is an enabler. She protects child predators. How can you say that, SANETER? Where's your proof at? She said it out of her own mouth. She said that she don't want to tell who molested her because she don't want to stir up nothing in her family. She said that. So if she don't want to tell who molested her, then guess what? She's protecting the nigga so that he can continue on to molest other people. Do y'all agree with me? She's a grown woman today.
So let me play this again because I want to get to the part why he tried to explain, because I think he keep missing. I don't know Queen Throne testimony. I never heard it. I just heard her say that she was abused at 4. So I don't know if he's confusing both of our stories and mashing them together. But I wanted to back it up again where he says that I won't tell on the person who raped me. And I'm going to explain to you, and I already explained why. It's already been said why. But let me back it up so y'all can hear it again.
You. Neil Love, and Funky Throne, I don't believe them no more. I don't believe that they was ever molested. And the reason I don't, and Funky Throne is an enabler. She protects child predators. How can you say that, SANETER? Where's your proof at? She said it out of her own mouth.
Now, he talking about Queen Throne, but he gonna jump to my story. Now, he's saying he finna prove that Queen Throne protects predators, even though I'm gonna disagree with you on that. So now he's talking about Queen Throne, but he's finna jump into my story.
She said that she don't want to tell who molested her because she don't want to stir up nothing in her family. She said that. So if she don't want to tell who molested her, then guess what? She's protecting the nigga so that he can continue on to molest other people. Do y'all agree with me? She's a grown woman today, and she's protecting the motherfucker who molested her at the age of 3. You mean to tell me somebody molested you when you were 3 years old? And as your mother changing your diaper, she don't see no blood, she don't see nothing wrong with your JJ? I'm not buying it. Y'all can go ahead and buy it. I'm not buying it. I'm not going along with that shit. I'm using this right here. Y'all some just sick motherfucking bitches. Simple as that. You want to lie on everything. You're just some sick ass bitches, and you come up in here and you want to lie. Because number one, if you really was molested, this shit wouldn't be no goddamn game for you. This wouldn't be no damn joke. You wouldn't be up in here just blaming every fucking body that was molested. Oh yeah, he molested me. Where's your mother? Where's your proof at? Where's the proof that SANETER did this? You just gonna go by hearsay and run with it? Right, because y'all niggas are running a smear campaign, an anti-campaign against Brother SANETER, all because you're jealous and envious.
Now, here we go. First of all, I done told this story 1,000 fucking times.
You was 4 years old.
I said, yep, number one, it happened when I was 4, right? I told the story about how a man tried to sexually assault me at 16. And this person was a family member. Yeah, at the church. He was a deacon or bishop or something, one of them. I told y'all that my mom prosecuted that man. I opened my mouth. I finally opened my fucking mouth and said, look, such and such tried to do this. Dude was prosecuted. He went to jail. Then I turned around and told my mom, because now I'm confident, okay, well, shit. I might as well tell them what happened to me at Foden, because I've been living with this shit for so long. My mom knows who raped me, dumbass. People in my family, certain family members know who did it. The reason why I won't say it publicly, stupid ass, because you asked me why I won't tell y'all, I told the people that matter. They know who did it. But the reason why I won't tell y'all, stupid ass, just like I said on the show, cokehead, is because I can't prosecute them. Because the statute of limitation. Hold on. Yeah, you say it again. Go ahead and finish it.
The statute of limitation is already up.
And then I clarify another reason why I won't tell. Sugar Booger Sugar. Cause that's your name. I'm finna start calling you 50 Frankie Booger Sugar. Mr. Booger Sugar. It's then I said another reason why I won't tell anybody, because it's gonna divide the family because of who he is. So that's hint that it's somebody close to me, right? If it's gonna divide my fucking family. Cause you wanna know how I know it's gonna divide my family? Cause when the nigga who went to jail for this, who tried to at me at 16, the attempter, the one who tried to, it divided the family. A lot of people was mad at my mama for prosecuting him. So that's another it's no reason for me to go around and say his fucking name if I can't even get justice. And then it's gonna be my word against his, and then I gotta deal with family choosing to believe me or not, making a decision if they're gonna re-victimize me or not. So it's better that I just don't say nothing. I told some niggas on the internet and y'all don't even fucking believe me because you mad about another nigga holding you accountable about you had some inappropriate relations with a apparently a minor named Nicki at the time. So I clearly said why I never said anything. Like to y'all, why I haven't told y'all the name. But my family members, the people in my circle, they all know I said the name. I told them because they was trying to see if we could prosecute him and we can't. Statute of limitation is up. So why would I put myself through that mental strain? I already was raped. Why would I put myself through the mental strain? So I tell my story, not for no clout, just like Dosnail's stupid ass said, even though I done told this story numerous times ever since I've been on social media. I literally tell this story because I know women need to hear it so they can know me too. I've been through this too. And for awareness, Sanetta, because the shit happens too often. But the reason why you don't believe me, because you're a fucking predator, bro. I believe it now. I believe it. I'm convinced. Just like you were unconvinced that I was raped when you was convinced that it did happen to me because you was just on my platform. What, Abstract? A week, 2 weeks ago? Apologizing, saying, I'm sorry that happened to you, sis.
In fact, he has violated the prosecutor because I myself am a domestic violence survivor. And what he did to Michi X.
I'm gonna be petty, and I don't really call it petty, but that's what y'all like to say, like, oh, the drama. So we do have some drama, but it's necessary drama, y'all. It is necessary. I want to tell y'all what Sanetta said to me through I got another text from him this morning. So some of y'all was in the panel chat last night, and y'all kind of saw that back and forth with Sanetta and him wanting $500 to come on the panel. He didn't want to take my $200, right? Well, this morning I woke up. But it's afternoon because Q be having you up to like 5 o'clock in the morning on his panel, right? I left the thing at 4. I couldn't do it no more. So when I got up, I had some text messages, and we're going to talk about those text messages, okay? Because Sanetta, you trifling. I'm going to say this, and after this, I'm going to leave you alone. Like yesterday, we put you in the casket, nigga. We're going to eulogize you today, and we're going to put you in the ground, and we're going to be done with this shit, okay? But I would have had nothing else to say unless it was not for these text messages that he sent. I just want y'all to know the type of people y'all dealing with. I want to show you that Sanetta is exactly who I told you he was. I want you to understand that there are many motherfuckers in our community just like Sanetta, and we sick of y'all too. right? Everybody wants to talk about, oh, the pedophiles and Nature Boy and the crazy people and all of that shit. But nobody wants to talk about the motherfucking enablers that allow these people to do what they do in this sense. They sit next to them. They co-sign them because everybody seems to keep crying like, he made them do that stuff to them girls. No, the fuck he didn't. But you still co-signed the man. Your word made him seem like he was good. People heard rumors. But for the people that knew that they weren't rumors and y'all sat next to this nigga, you're actually causing problems with the people because the community looked at you and other motherfuckers thinking, well, if they still sit next to him, maybe it is some rumors, right? So fuck out of here. I'm not taking this shit lightly. Michi can rah all day. I want to be serious with y'all. And my feelings are not hurt, but I'm so offended in what he said. People seem to think that you can't be disregarded or disrespectful just because I'm Michi. And even though I have admitted I have been a victim of sexual assault, motherfuckers think that you can just say whatever and it's okay. You don't get to say whatever you want to say to me. Right? There's a lot of women in my chat that we have dealt with this type of stuff. We have had these conversations all the time. But the shit this nigga said to me is so disrespectful for the fact that we are dealing with a sexual assault situation and you're talking to a woman who is mad about this, not for views, but because ever since this case came out for over a fucking year, I have been talking about the Polight situation. Before Polight, I've been talking about sexual assault situations. Before Polight, I shared my story many motherfucking times. So I advocate for this stuff, and then you will call me and text me with some lying ass sexual shit. So y'all just hold on because I'm going to show you the piece of shit SANETER is. He's that nigga in your family that he let everybody get away with the touchy-feely. He got an excuse for every motherfucking thing. But I want you to see these niggas' mindset. This nigga said he's our elder, y'all. He our elder. Let me tell you why we don't respect a lot of our elders, because I'm going to tell you exactly what our elders do, okay? This is what y'all do in the families. This is what y'all do in the communities. You got elders that's 60 years old overlooking the fuck shit. So I'm going to ask you another question tonight. I ain't never asked you before, SANETER. You can text it to me, crying like a bitch if you want to, or you can answer it publicly like I asked you last night. But the way you acting, do you like little girls too? Somewhere deep down in your black power, to the power to the tip of the people, I created the whole conscious community. My question is, do you think it's okay somewhere for people to mess with young girls in this manner? Do you think this is all right? And if you think it's all right, is there something in you that makes you think it's all right? And that's a serious fucking question.
How dare you violate a sexual abuse survivor in this climate with what you have, with the charges that you have circulating on your name? That, to me, respectfully, is hyper relevant because it shows that even with his co-defendant already behind bars, he shows no remorse. Meaning they will act again and again and again if we don't step in here today and straighten this out. His partner made videos taunting the witness in their case. Had timed IG videos set up that literally violate the conditions of his sentencing before he even began the sentence. There's no remorse. This is business as usual. That HOK started. The HOK started in abuse. Many people don't know this. The HOK is founded by SANETER allegedly, Natural Tahuti allegedly, and the Amin Ra Squad allegedly.
Thank you, Ben, for your testimony. Royal family, due to the evidence and compelling testimony of Ben Diesel in the matter of Nicky Chanel, I find Frank Gehry aka SANETER, guilty on all charges in the Nicky Chanel case. SANETER, you have...
Yeah, nigga.
Control our emotions, please. SANETER, you have had 2 years to groom the victim in this case, Nicky Chanel. And sadly, when you played the video phone call, she never denied the allegations. You have manipulated Nicky Chanel and this whole community long enough. SANETER, you will have until 10/6/2023 to appeal my verdict. All other cases in the matter of SANETER Studios against SANETER Studios that have not been heard at this time will be heard at a future date to be determined. Sentencing will commence October 7th, 2023. Court is adjourned.
Your Honor, I just want to make sure that the affidavit is placed on the record.
All affidavits will be placed on the record.
That means that you at home can examine the HOK paperwork and see where the bodies are buried.